a quitter either. I usually try. It says we're live. Let's give this another whirl. Hello, this is Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. This is fucking talking shit with Eagle. And tonight, again, I have a very, very patient special guest that has toughed it out and through all of our audio troubles today. Talking shit with Eagle. And I can't thank him enough. I'd like to welcome Tdog, the artist, the cannabis artist. Welcome, Tdog. How you doing tonight?
What up, nation? What up, my brother? The Eagle has landed, invited me to a little late night sesh.
Holy
talking
cow.
shit.
You sound so good this time around. Holy
Much
cow,
better.
What a struggle. What
I don't even know. It was
struggle.
kind of like I could hear your questions. They were coming in delayed, so there was communication. It was just a little delayed.
I am so thankful we were able to make this work. And yeah, I'm so grateful you were able to spend this Friday night with us.
Absolutely, and thank you for inviting me. I think it's good to, we can't get out in the world, so this is the way we can do it and get some communication out to the people.
First and foremost, let's tell everybody when and where they can find where everybody can find you.
Oh yeah, please. You find me on Instagram. That's the best place to see my journey. Tdog the artist. That is T to the D to the mother loving OG. There's no DAWG in there. It's just Tdog the artist at Instagram. And then there's all the connecting websites that you can connect to and see some of the stuff that I'm trying to sell online. But there's a lot that I'm doing, and it's mostly just drawing some art that represents the culture and the love and the passion for the plant, man.
So which came first, the cannabis or the passion for the art? I'm probably the passion.
It's funny you say that. I've been drawing since I was a kid, but I found this. This is from when I was probably around 15 years old, well over 40 years ago, man. But this was something I drew when I was a kid.
That's pretty fucking cool for even way back then.
I know, man. I found this recently too. I was going through some old sketchbooks. Like, yeah, I got some shit in here that's hilarious.
Man, if I were to draw that today, I would be super proud of that. That's awesome.
Look at this one. The hippies attacking the pig, the policeman.
Holy cow, you had a whole ton of skill back then.
That's when I was just like probably 15 years old, man. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you definitely had already realized your calling at that point.
But then, I got into the graphic design. Went to Center for Creative Studies down in Detroit, which is now the College of Creative Studies, and did some night classes. And then at the tender age of 21, I headed to Cali, and I was out in Cali for close to 20 years. And the only reason I'm back in Michigan is my beautiful wife. I came back from my 20th high school reunion. She wasn't my girlfriend. She was my crush, because she was dating another friend at the time in high school. But that's passed, and then we reunited at the reunion, and then I came back and married her, and thank God the cannabis gods made Michigan legal, so that was all that helped the whole journey coming back.
So when did cannabis enter the picture?
Well, as far as doing the work actually for the companies, I'd say my first cannabis job was right around I'm going to say
not necessarily a job. When did the plant, or when did you start?
Oh, I gotcha.
In the flower.
I was probably 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. You know, it was just a friend at school, had an older brother who managed to get some Jamaican weed from his older brother that was going to college at the time. And, you know, my memory was, you know, you had to clean the seeds. That was my memory of when you would get weed. It was always just the album cover and cleaning the seeds out. And it was our choices of cannabis in Michigan back then. It was close to, you know, take it or leave it, but there was like Mexican and Jamaican. And then what really was my first experience of choice genetics and cultivar was the original Acapulco Gold 1978 that some friends got a hold of back in 78. And I still remember the color, the smell, and the taste. And that's a long time ago, you know, and it never stopped. I mean, I've been a cannabis consumer and advocate for over 40 years.
I know I never quit either. Once I found the love for the plant, I kind of just steamrolled with it myself.
It's
So
yeah.
so at what point did you decide that you could combine your two favorite things, the art and the cannabis, and make a career out of it?
Well, and it's the thing, I'm still doing, you know, that's one reason I took on Tdog the artist. You know, some people know me as Todd Pearl. That was my name in the, as I say, in the Matrix. And but no, the cannabis really just kind of evolved with its becoming more legal and people coming out of the shadows and seeing that they needed to put a face on their brand. This whole thing of, you know, just distinguishing yourself, not just from what you're growing, but what it looks like, you know, and there's some cool brands out there. But no, I did a seed company that was selling seeds online. You can probably see it on my Instagram page. It was called Pot Pimp. This guy found my art because I was doing artwork for the music industry. Yeah, if you know, my reputation precedes me. I guess that maybe is a natural transition to the cannabis, was the fact that I was doing artwork for the music industry in Los Angeles.
Is that where it started? I guess that would have been a better question, where the art started, and then when it came into cannabis.
Right, as making a living, it was doing the graphic design for the music industry. I mean, if you go to toddpearl.com, TODDPEARL.com, you'll see the shit that I did for the music industry from Columbia Records to, I was sitting in the office with Jimmy Iovine when Death Row became a part of Interscope. I was doing ad work for, I did Snoop Dogg's first debut ad in Billboard magazine.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Fuck yes, man. Doggy style, when he was Snoop Doggy Dogg before he became Snoop Dogg.
I'm surprised that wasn't the first cannabis character right there.
Well, you know, it's funny. He had an entourage, basically a bunch of guys, and his artwork, like for his album, he had friends of his do that. I just designed. I was hired by the record company to design, you know, all the promotion stuff, like in Billboard, all the trade magazines and stuff like that. No, so, and then I had my own studio in Los Angeles at the Village Recorder, which was one of the top independent recording studios at the time. So trust me, you know, as far as the sound engineers and everything like that, there was always good fire around. So I never, I was somewhat spoiled to always, you know, be surrounded with good bud. But it's really been interesting, this whole education, really the last 20 years of the medical side, you know, and just how it's helped me. You know, I'm no youngster, and I believe in a lot of the medical. I'm a big believer in RSO, and keeping your cannabinoids and the brain receptors happy.
Man, you have just, cannabis aside, I bet you have just a ton of stories you could tell.
Oh, fuck,
about musical industry stories alone, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, I got one of my favorite stories. It just came to mind. You were saying it was a great story. I had a studio in West Los Angeles. It's called the Village Recorder. It's one of the top independent recording studios in the industry. It was owned by Jordy Hormel. He was the black sheep of the Hormel industry family, the Hormel Chilies. He was a musician. He wrote some songs back in the 50s, and millionaire bought this studio. I happened to meet someone. I was renting space as a designer there, but some of the top artists were there. And there was this one night, Eric Clapton was in one of the studios, and he was in the lounge area just strumming on his guitar. And my studio was one floor above, and there was an open stairway, and I kind of snuck over to the top of the stairway. It was dark up near where my office was, and I just sat in the hallway and I listened to fucking Eric Clapton strumming on a fucking guitar for about an hour, and I kept really quiet, man. It was like I didn't want him to know I was up there, man. It was crazy. It was a good story. That one I'll never forget. Be a fly in the wall for Eric Clapton, man. Fucking A. But one thing I do want to say tonight, rather than telling old stories, is just if anybody out there, loves my art and wants to, and work out something where we can work together. I can help you. You can help me. I'd love to help with your brand, because, like I say, right now with the brave new world, if you want to, you want to put a good image on your good fire. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So can you show us a couple of your designs or some of maybe
yeah. And we can, I should have set this up for next time, but we could do a split screen, right?
Right.
But here's one thing.
Oh, you're always welcome to come back on.
Yeah. Well, here's something I did for Twisty Seeds. Check him out on Instagram. This was his amazing cultivar Palm Beach Sour.
That's pretty cool.
Right. And this was a dab mat that we had done with the art. My favorite recent project was all the strain designs I did for Midnight Roots, for Jake at Midnight Roots. Here's the smoked catfish.
Nice. So you do it all. You put your artwork on everything for.
Well, yeah, and I have the connections into the resources, what you'll need as far as packaging and/or stickers. I mean, what I suggest to everybody, the kind of the template, you definitely want to have not so much a business card. I mean, because especially now with events, but I think what's important, because there's no events coming up, you don't want to spend a lot of money on too much merch right now, probably. So what I would recommend is just to have a strong Instagram presence, get some art done. You can do posts, and that'll be important too, because that shows your presence as well, and that you're, taking the time to, best brand what you're doing, like whether it's just a company name and/or if you need specific, like if you're like running 5 specific genetics that you've been doing over the course of a period of time, and you're going to continue to do that, there's probably good reason to put a face on that, I don't know.
Yeah, and I've seen some of a lot of your work, and it's all eye-catching. I mean, it definitely draws you in.
This is now, I do strain designs with not just for contracts. I mean, my whole start was, to design. What would I say? I'm out to pay tribute to every worthy cultivar known to mankind, motherfucker.
It's pretty
So,
cool.
Right. So I'm up to like almost 85 designs. Here's a juicy fruit. This one's cool. It's like it's a juicy fruit plane that's dropping off blunts to the people.
That's badass.
I'm gonna
So
do this.
is cannabis your main inspiration? Do you just take in how do you come about your designs?
That's a
Say
good question.
I come to you, what do you all take in before you start on your project?
That's a great question, bro. Because I tell everybody, it's like, yeah, you're gonna be contracting me because you like the way the stuff I'm doing, but the truth is, I want you to be the artist. I'm almost like a glorified pencil, because when we have our first discussion, I check out what you're doing. It's like when I used to work with a band. I want to hear what the music is. I want to feel what it's all about. I want to feel the passion, see what you're all about before I even start to design. And that's the same thing with the people in the cannabis nation. It's like the passion behind the plant, why people are sometimes growing the plant. It's all, so I take that all in, and then people give me their ideas too. So I say, okay, well, we want this and that. And I go, perfect. And then I just put, my Tdog take on it. And it usually, 99% of the times we hit the mark, or we eventually hit the mark as to what you want. Yeah, like this one for Jake. He was saying he was into the whole electronica, so he wanted to make the owl a DJ, So I made the owl a DJ. What was the other one? This one was a tough one. You can go online and look at it. I did this for Miss Jill for her Agent Orange. And most Agent Orange designs, what they do is they make it like a James Bond thing. And she wanted to pay tribute to her dad, who fought in Vietnam and then actually eventually passed away from the ill effects of he got hit with the Agent Orange over in Vietnam. So, yeah,
I tell you, I gave that Agent Orange to a vet one time. He lived right next to me at the time, and I called him. He was actually a colonel, retired colonel. I call him over. I'm like, "Hey, Colonel, come here. I got something for you." And I handed it to him. He looked at me, and he's like, because at that point I hadn't really offered anything, and it was
right.
It was one of the respectful holidays, and I'm like, "Here you go." And he looked at me, and he popped it open, and he smelled it, and he smiled. And this is no lie. He took a big smell of it, and he asked me what it was, and I said Agent Orange, and he about smacked me over the fence.
I bet he did.
Yeah, I swear he did. I'm like, no disrespect, man.
It would be like you saying, what's that weed? Oh, it's Hitler OG. No, it's like.
Oh yeah, I told him no disrespect. It's just what it's called, sir. It's just what it's called. And he all took it. And about a day later, I seen him. I was backing out of my driveway, and he opens up his front door, and he's like, "Eagle,
need some more of that Agent Orange."
He's just like, yeah, gives me the big thumbs up there, and I'm like, all right, I know we're cool. I know.
Oh, he's cool. That's funny. But it's interesting, and not to be kind of, talking shit. I think that's a cool thing to talk about out of respect. Rest in peace. Subcool was, and I designed like 3 or 4 of his, did artwork for 3 or 4 of his strains. But the point being was, the guy picked the most controversial names for his fucking strains, if you think about it, man. Chernobyl, Jack the Ripper, all those. He purposely, I think, wanted to, name the shit that would just kind of be a little irreverent. And
yeah, that's no doubt. I actually was a good friend of Subcool's, and and you probably know this to be true too. Sub offline, off camera was a whole different guy than Subcool on the live streams blasting into the mic. And a lot of people didn't know that, you know,
Right.
I
Nobody
think
did.
a whole lot of people would have been a lot less likely to throw some stones at Sub if they
No,
would
you know what?
know
I'm going to
it
say
was
this
a
right now.
more of a persona than anything.
I want to say this because the guy deserves of what he brought to the, as far as, you know, the genetics and what he did for the nation and all that. But you know, he you got to look at what happened near the end. I almost think it was like PTSD, man. The guy, you know, going through, you know, the divorce, and then oh, look at that, fuck yeah, that's my character. That's the character I drew for him, man. You know,
it's even signed by you.
That's fucking mine, man.
This was gifted to me by Sub.
I love that, man. I didn't get enough of the merch. I'm actually talking to their people. Hopefully they can send me a little care package, because I never would ask for it. You know, I figured I'd get it eventually, or he'd send it to me. And I have some stuff, but what I was saying was, yeah, so between getting divorced, and then the house burning down, and then his health, and then when he went to Arizona, that was a big culture shock. And then on top of that, because of his health, he couldn't travel, so he couldn't go to the events. So it was one thing after the other. It was just kind of, you know, it was a sad ending. That's all. You know, nothing, you know, you can judge all you want about the guy.
I had many conversations with him, like on some of them high public or high shit nights, I guess, where
I was on his panel plenty back in 2017.
Oh yeah,
I'd be on his show a lot.
I've been around quite a bit. I'm a long-term friend of his.
Right.
But I would always ask him, you know, how do you do it, man? Because I was just dipping my feet heavier into social media within the last few years. And there's been times where, you know, I would take some shit here and there, and I'd be like, I'm not even on the scale. I'm not even I'm a blip. You know what I mean? How do you do it when you've got a whole stream just, you know, tagging at you? He would just say he'd do it. He would basically do it for the team. You know what I mean? And it was what needed to be done.
No, he had a good run.
He did.
He had a good run. So here's my other PSA, public service announcement, is I never light my flower with butane. I've been using hemp wick for the last 2 or 3 years, and it just, you don't need to be breathing the butane. You know what I'm saying?
So many uses for the plant, really. So up until recent, which have your favorite events around Michigan or around the country for that matter? Which ones have you been your favorite to go to?
Each have their own kind of thing. But there was one I was planning on going to that I was looking forward to. It was, you know, unfortunately an April event got canceled, was the Hall of Flowers. You know, where you actually have to kind of apply to go. They got to know who you are before you can go.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they don't, because it's kind of like where all the growers, and it's kind of like all the growers come together. It's a really
sounds like a prestigious event, really.
It is, and they just don't want people there to try and that don't have maybe a love for the plant. So I applied, showed them who I was, and just sent them my Instagram and who I am, and they just said, sure, come on. And you get you pay a little less. It's not cheap. It's like $350 just to go for a day, I think.
Wow. But some events, I don't know. I'm a big fan of going to all the events. It's just the festival feeling and that overall positive vibe of so many people coming together, so many walks of life, and I don't know. I love all events. You know, High Times, Kushstock,
Because
Hash
you know what it
Bash.
is? It's the
I'm
vibe.
toward. I'm so toward. Or today's or tomorrow would have been Hash Bash, right? Yeah, tomorrow
Right.
would have been Hash Bash.
Right.
I was glad that they're at least uh, airing the public speakers, Danny Danko and the law and the lectures part of it will be broadcasted
Well,
live.
how are they going to do it? Are they doing it on their site?
Kimura Law, and they're in.
Do you know
exactly
where?
where
Do you have a link? If you could send me the link of where it's going to be tomorrow, that'd be great.
I will. I will.
You know what? I'll probably send. I'll send a little note to Danny as well. I know Danny.
Do you?
Yeah.
He's said he'd be on the show.
So yeah, Danny's a good guy. In fact, he's kind of like, and it's terrible to say because time just has gone by, but he's kind of like he's the OG on the kind of the old school, cannabis culture of High Times, man. He's one of the last of the High Times, I think, that has a real love for the plant.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to his interview. I've met him probably about 4 or 5 times. I've actually been lucky enough to be an extracts judge twice, and get to hang out at a couple of the after party events, and actually get to smoke down with him. And
exactly that's when it all happens. Like in the Matrix, they go golfing. In our world, we have a little sesh, man. That's what we do.
Right. This year it was pretty funny because it was in the one in the Detroit Cup was the last one I was a judge for, and it was weird because at the after party was like in a super swanky hotel, and we were all down in like the bar area of the the hotel,
right?
And all these to do people were coming in and just looking around, and they're like, oh well, High Times is here tonight. And then at one point we step out of the like little party area where they're like drinks and stuff, and we go outside to partake, and we're standing outside of the hotel just reefing down. Exactly. And these people getting out of like limousines, and they just like, what the hell is happening here? Almost like running for the door. The guy that's like parking cars.
Well, how many of there were you smoking?
Oh, there was at least 25, 30 of us sitting out there. I mean, we're really chiefing now. So the maitre d's like looking around, like he's like waiting for the cops to come storm the place or something. You can tell they had never experienced a crowd.
Well, you know what? This is part of, and all kidding aside, you can laugh about it, but this is part of normalization, man. I love when shit like that happens, because the more that happens, the less people are going to freak out about it. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that's true. I'm not saying that they're, it's like nobody freaks out necessarily when a bunch of motorcycles drive by. It's a little, it stands out, but nobody freaks out. And that's the same thing it should be about a bunch of people standing outside smoking some reefer.
I had honestly thought we had become a little bit past that myself, but it was really funny. It kind of added to it all, what I mean? Because we were all just kind of giggling about it.
But I'm just saying, it's just real interesting because I've gone to events like where there is no smoking, like downtown at the CannaCon, and then you just, whoever you meet, you end up going outside to the river and, lighting up a nice little blunt and have a nice little business conversation. It's kind of nice. So yeah, what are we going to do? We can't pass the joints for a while, right? Oh, I lost your sound.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Oh.
strange world out there right now.
Well, you know, I think what's going to happen, and this, let's, you know, talk a little serious about it, is that I think, you know, my big concern is I have loved ones. I got a stepdaughter and others that, you know, they can't get this fucking thing, this virus. They have immune, you know, compromised immune system. So it's like, it's not about whether you're going to get it. It's about, we can't spread it to get people who shouldn't, who can't get it. And she's a nurse too, man. She actually got 14 days off, which I'm happy about. But
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've heard stories of, at least up here anyway, of doctors around us that are on like that front line that are even they're going home and kind of like sleeping in their garage. Not
no, that's what they're doing, right?
To affect their family and everything. And what, you know,
Well,
it's bad enough to go out there and be taking that sacrifice, but man, to have to sacrifice your family and everything, that's a
well, here's where, yeah, you know, and hindsight's 2020, but here's where they kind of blew it. They knew it in January or late January about this thing, and whoever runs whatever the testing, they should have put that into full gear, because it's all about, it's just like our business with testing and, you know, and the product being tested. Once you know the numbers, you can get your hands around it. And so it's kind of like with the virus, if they can get the testing done, and they're running 2 steps behind, but if they can get the testing done, once you know the numbers, then you can actually figure it out and cure it and all that, you know, get the virus, you know, they can get a vaccination, but they got to get the testing done. So this is crazy shit. But in some ways, I saw some reports about how the planet is like, the pollution has gone like, the pollution in the world is like, it's ridiculous. It's like there's the water's cleaned up. I'm reading these reports, man. It's like, because Mother Earth is getting a little breath. She's going, yeah, I'm getting a little breath right now. Nobody's driving their cars. Nobody's driving airplanes. Nobody's, you know, but everybody's shitting and using toilet paper. That's for damn sure.
Well, isn't it wonderful that our favorite plant, not to downplay the, you know, this terrible thing that's going on, but to look at least a small bright side of it and a win for us. Isn't it nice that our favorite plant has found its way into, you know, the combat front line of this stuff here? I mean, they're actually,
it's essential business.
Yeah. They're actually telling people, you know, I've actually seen government releases telling people to smoke cannabis. I mean, when did you ever think you would ever see any of this? I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a twilight zone, because I think honestly, what's going to come out of this, I've been listening to various cannabis podcasts and all that, and I heard on the Adam Dunn shows, I can't remember the guy's name, but he made a great comment, which makes sense. And to make people, I want to make some people feel good who are listening out there. One thing, don't worry about, you know, minor infractions right now, because all the police are being told don't do nothing, because the courts are closed anyway. So they don't want to increase the caseload on any misdemeanor bullshit, you know. So you don't have to worry about that. And then the other thing that's a big deal that might come out of this, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. What do you think? But they're going to open up the banks.
Open up the banks? They need to open up the banks.
No, the banks need money right now. So the banks are saying, let's open. Can we get cannabis money right now, please?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. That'd be
so if they were to, so if they lift the Schedule 1, then you're just like any other fucking business, and you can do business with your local fucking bank. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that would be a nice another nice benefit.
Well, it'd be easier, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And your money would also be protected by the FI, you know, that 100,000, whatever it is, the insurance on bank deposits. That's why everybody has safes now, right?
That brings up kind of a funny subject on itself. I mean, yeah, will they let us put money in there if we're able to even pass physical forms of currency much longer? I mean, I
That's
quite
the other
actually,
thing. I think you're right. I wonder if currency is going to be around much longer now because they don't want the virus on it, right?
right? Yeah, yeah, you're exactly right. I've seen myself when I've handed people, cash money, they've kind of scoffed at it a little bit. It's like, come
That
on.
is interesting. Yeah, I know. It's because it makes sense. I would probably spray it was because, like I say, just PayPal me for now, would you? So you hit that heavy bag at all?
Yes, sir, I do. I hit that heavy bag a lot,
Good.
and I played a lot of sports when I was
Same
growing
here.
up, and I just kind of when I decided I wasn't going to be professional at a lot of it, I just decided to put it as a hobby. I actually quit watching a lot of sports. I just started watching like UFC again.
No,
But
dude, people, it's weird. I used to be somewhat of not a fanatic, but I'd watch sports and I'd be following sports because I played baseball and hockey in my career, and I was a fan of it. But I stopped. I don't know, maybe just the way of the world, my business, my focus. It's not like I wouldn't enjoy watching the game, but I was stopped being interested in sports like about 3 or 4 years ago. It just kind of went.
for me, it was like early on, like in my early 20s. When I because I was still like boxing pretty heavy, and at that point I was still kickboxing a little bit, and but it wasn't going to happen. I didn't see the professional. When most dreams you can actually like kind of see it. I loved what I was doing, but I just didn't see it. I didn't see the full vision there.
So
And
was the
same
cannabis
thing.
part of kind of with your training at all? Like
Oh
because
yeah.
when I used to play, because I used to play competitive baseball and hockey, my regimen was I would never smoke the day before, the night before, because I'd have a game the day, so I'd always not smoke a full like
Up
12
up
hours or
to the day
something.
for me.
Something like no, it was interesting because I had this regimen where I would not smoke like, I don't know, maybe like a good 12 hours before, but I definitely smoke after the game. That's for damn sure.
So for me, once I decided that I wasn't gonna go like actually make a true effort into like some type of professional effort, I quit watching all kinds of sports, and I just kind of like at that point started like dedicating my mind to like cannabis and other stuff, but yet still played sports whenever I can. But I just the dream aspect of it and like kind of like devoting a lot of like watch time, I just kind of shelved it really.
Well, no, listen, dude, being a little older than the rest of you guys out there, don't waste your time doing something that isn't like, adding to your day because time does go by. So just, I'm focusing on doing my artwork. You focus on, if you can but you do have to mix it up. So like you say, I love that the bag's right next to the garden, man. That's perfect, man. I have a dartboard right now. That's what I do. I do stay in shape. I do push-ups and core work every day.
You got to
Every day.
I'm actually this is kind of funny, I don't know, take this for what it's worth, but I'm actually considering yoga.
Oh, you should definitely. Well, it's not even so much consider yoga, just integrate stretching with whatever you do. That's all.
Yeah, that's the key. Bend over,
Right.
bend them back muscles.
Exactly. After I do my push-ups, I have this stretch where it looks like a yoga stretch, and I just do that right after I do my set of push-ups. So that's what
What
you got
kind
to
of?
do.
I had been considering it for a long time because I'm like wanting to start down the meditation path and all that good stuff. And I swear to God,
yeah, definitely.
I tried like a simple pose the other day, and I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I gotta just start
but
doing
keep
it.
doing it, man.
I can't even stretch like this anymore. I
No,
gotta
keep
start a
doing
little.
it. No, it'll take practice, but keep doing it. And the meditation's a great fucking idea because I'm taking into account things are changing, so you have a little more time. I did this online thing with some meditation and the guys talking, and you're doing the breathing, and it was fucking great, man. Fuck yes, do that shit.
And any attempt really to get that negativity right out of the presence.
Or hit the heavy bag, which is another good meditation too, man.
Well, actually, I like to tattoos are my way of venting out
getting tattoos, feeling the needle.
Oh yeah, I'm in another place the whole time they're doing it.
Yeah, I know people. Yeah. It's funny. The one reason I have this weird kind of pet peeve, it's my thing with tattoos is for myself is that because I'm an artist and I'm you know how prolific I am. How could I do one piece of art on myself? It would be, yeah, I don't know if I could. Maybe I do the yin yang symbol because I do put that in a lot of my artwork. Is the yin.
Do you have any? I think you showed a tattoo one day, didn't you? You had.
Oh no, I draw myself. I've been drawing on myself forever. I used to give my friends tattoos when I was in junior high and high school with a fountain pen, man. I used to give people tattoos all the time.
Nice. I've always ever since the day I got my tattoo in honor of Sub there on my leg. I made sure to hit you up first about that. I didn't want to throw that on there. I wanted your okay before I did that. And I was
we'll do that next time. I'm gonna get some images I'll put together, and then we can, I can do the split screen and show you the stuff. I don't want to go looking for it now, but Sub did want me to design, and I did a couple designs. But he never went ahead with it. But he was like thinking of doing a neck tattoo about 2 years ago or something like that, 2 or 3 years ago. And so I took a picture of him, a screenshot, and then I just kind of did a mock-up showing what it would look like on his neck.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get to the neck.
No, don't do that. Don't get the neck shit, man.
I never said I'd go, get as covered as I am, but here I am.
Oh, here I'll tell you what. Here's some good advice about like anything when you get tattoos on your neck or your face, or even your piercings. Because I used to have an earring. I actually had a couple earrings when I was a young man, and the reason I stopped wearing the earrings was this reason and this reason alone. Listen to me, people. When people would talk to me, they would look at my fucking earring instead of looking at my face, and I didn't like that.
I could see that. I could understand that,
but
then you wear the glasses during the interview. I'm just playing.
It's my Tdog brand, man.
I get it. I'm just messing with you. We're talking
shit.
Right,
man.
I gotta give a little bit. Feel free to give some back.
I did eat some oatmeal cookies. You ate about 250 milligram oatmeal cookie. That was pretty good.
Well, I'm jealous. I love the edibles, and I don't have any myself.
Yeah, I should actually save them because I don't have a lot.
So, do you grow some cannabis for yourself?
I have, and currently not. And I just, with everything's going on, I just said to my wife, I think I'm going to start again. Because I have too many good friends that just, they're the artists. I like, you know what I say to people? I say, you grow, I draw.
Everybody's got to do what they love, and I guess the two just meet up at
No, I love to grow, but it's just doing right now the way it's been the last 3 years is just there's too much. There's not enough time in the day to do it right and do it the way I'd want to do it. But I don't know. I might get some autoflower seeds and just kind of maybe just get something going just for the sake of, because I need to have that aroma and that whole vibe around me, you know.
Right. If anything, you know, you could always use them for edibles if they weren't all that
Exactly.
great, you know.
Exactly.
And you know they're effortless. You know, you put
Right.
them in just a decent soil and
Right.
just throw them under a light and occasionally
No,
water 'em.
yeah, no, she's, yeah, it's fine. My wife doesn't, and she loves to roll. I'm giving away a secret to the masses. My wife doesn't really smoke. She has some asthma issues, but she loves, we went to high school together. She loves to roll a good joint. She's a good joint roller, so that's not so bad.
Well, at least she's in there somewhere, you know. She's not scoffing at it or nothing.
No, not at all. She's gotten used to the aromas. She's. I always let her. She knows when it's good fire. That's for damn sure. She goes. She does. It's so funny. She reminisces back to the day too. She'll go. She's trying. Whatever. Can you get that monkey paw? And I go. I can't even remember what that was. That was something. Do you know? I mean, I've looked it up. I know what it is, but I don't know if it's around.
So does she ingest in other ways since she can't smoke? Does she enjoy an edible now?
Oh yeah, because like, you know, for pain relief, you know, she has a kind of a sensitive stomach, so she wouldn't want to take the pain relief. So she'll come home. She works at a dental office, and in the evenings she'll take like 1 to 2 gummies, and she says her knee pain goes away and she sleeps like a baby. So
yeah, that always helps me for pain. A guy on our panel, Skillbo, makes some roll-on tinctures.
I just saw Skillbo at probably one of the last events I will have gone to in a long time. Was the Pheno Hunt Challenge.
Shout out to Skillbo and Sequence and the boys from the Michigan Bros Pro Show.
Absolutely.
That'll be on Sunday nights at 9. I'm on Sunday nights on 9 and the panel with them.
He's probably going to be mad at you because he's been, I think he has. He's been wanting me to be on his show for a while. So you got me first.
I encourage you to be on their show. And at least on a Sunday episode, I'm sure we could arrange that real quick if you wanted to be on a Sunday episode.
And when is the Michigan Bros Grow? What was that? That was
Michigan Bros Grow Show. That's Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, and then they have that's the live show.
Because I saw everybody that was from the challenge. There was Spartan Grow and Canna Kate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they've assembled a great group of us. And Sunday nights, it's all of them plus myself and Spartan Grow.
Yeah, that was a fun. I was listening to that while you were getting your thing together prior. I was just checking that out.
Yeah, I don't know if it was quarantine or what, you know. I just decided to start spending a little time online, and I do know a few good people to draw in, and I was lucky enough to get yourself to come on. I was really stoked about that.
Tell me a little more about the show so I get a better idea when I talk to other people. What's your kind of intention with the show? Well, he's talking shit for sure, but
right. Basically is to get the other cannabis figures, you know, influencers, if you will, on that, because most of the time you see all of us and it's just straight up, you know, cannabis. And in my field, usually it's straight up panel talk, you know what I'm saying? And
but things can happen, and it's good.
It's
a good community thing. I liked watching that mission grow. You had 4 or 6 of you or something like that.
Exactly, but I'm just hoping to you know, get a piece of, you know, the casual side of the influencers, and you know, more of a setback, casual smoke, let's talk, and find your journey and things you love. And like, for instance, what do you spend most of your time these days doing if you're not doing your cannabis art?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think with this, you know, this brave new world with what I'm calling the Twilight Zone, where we're just kind of in a lockdown. You know, my wife, you know, she lost her job. Well, not lost her job, you know, because she's not working right now. She works in a dental office, and they closed all the dental offices. So, I mean, she still has a job. She still kind of goes in there, does some administrative stuff. But so she's cooking. She's home cooking. That's kind of, I made a joke saying it must be the end of the world because my wife's cooking. So that was
I bet she don't find the humor in that.
no, she did all right. She, you know, she cooks all right. She just doesn't do it enough. That's all.
Nice.
What was I going to say? So what am I doing? So honestly, I think just to support everybody else out there that's also kind of strategizing because things are changing up. There's no events. So what do you do now? So one of my plans is I'm going to compete with you sort of. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I want to get a platform in addition to Instagram, whether it be YouTube and or TikTok.
Super easy to do from the
Right.
Zoom platform.
Exactly.
You can actually broadcast either to YouTube or Facebook, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, I saw that because you're doing that right now live on YouTube. So yeah, my intention is to create sort of a virtual community, especially in this day and age where there's no events. So let's try and make it like they're trying to do on TV with certain shows and shit like that. But what I'd like to do is kind of maybe a forum for myself to show, because I do those, I think you've seen them, those time-lapse videos of me actually creating a piece.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell. I haven't seen it, but that.
Oh yeah, go to my Instagram, kind of scroll through, you'll find where I do these time-lapse images showing how I actually create a piece in time-lapse. So there's that, and then maybe I can get other artists. It could be a forum for other artists to show their stuff. And then, but it'll also be the cannabis world. It'll also be, I can go into different subjects, you know, maybe even subjects that can help people through this, because a lot of people are, you know, probably looking to continue their thrive and in their income and all that kind of stuff. Well, the good news is, like I say, is the cannabis world, I think, is going to get a little bump maybe from this.
Oh yeah, I believe that to be true too. I believe that to be very true.
You just got to kind of abide by, but however the culture is going to go, like, oh, this was great because I was taking.
Keep shutting us down. I mean, I found out today that they had, as far as like any shot for caregivers go, they closed down the GC3 in Flint, and Vehicle City was shut down today.
Well, but those aren't really.
I'm saying as far as. Yeah, I'm saying as far as like a caregiver's.
Well, no, that's the problem right now. That's really tough, is because now, and that's where people just got to wait it out.
Trying to squeeze
that was their only
caregivers
place.
right out.
That was their only place to do business. I can appreciate that. So they got to get smart about doing it a little differently. However, they got to do it, but they can do it, I think.
Right.
I don't want to say out of the trunk of your car, but.
No, I don't think that was. Like they were violating anything.
It was the social distancing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It would be cool, like if you could maybe you could have a little long stick where you could give it to somebody with a telescoping 6 feet. Here you go, boom. But no, I was in Ann Arbor and driving through Ann Arbor. Honest to God, down Main Street, because I was dropping off some supplies to my daughter that was living out there, and they're having curbside delivery. All Medicine was doing curbside delivery, so you could drive up, and they would. A girl comes out wearing rubber gloves, and she delivers in a bag. She delivers to your car.
And they have the okayed licensed deliveries here, but man, that's still I mean, for the deliverer, I would think a scary market.
It is crazy, because that's what I'm saying, that I've been telling people, everybody's like, you know, having this expectation that the system's going to work. Well, the system just got kicked in the gut right now, and it's trying to get its air back. So until then, you can't expect things to run normal. You know what I mean? That's the sad truth. But like I say, I remain hopeful because I'm connected to the cannabis industry. Honestly, if I was like, what if I was just a waiter working in a restaurant? That would suck right now.
Yeah. Well, they're being compensated from what I thought. I see.
Yeah, they are. They're going to get a check. Well, hopefully in a week. It'll probably won't be for another 2 weeks, and it depends on if you're an individual. I think it's like $600, and if you're a couple, my wife and I think we're going to get around $1,200.
Yeah, it's
But
even at
$1,200
that, man, the
that's
gross.
$1,200.
I seen as far as I hate to even keep.
You don't have to. Don't go down that road, man. Trust me. You got to. We all got to be smart and do what we can.
So, what do you have? What do you have in store for the future?
I'm taking it one day at a time, bro. I really am. I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm working on projects now. I'm working on, because there's business to be had. Your brain will go down that road of thinking all the the worst case scenario, but why do that? I'd say just stick to what you're doing, what you've always done, and you got to adjust to things that happen, of course. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at next week. Hopefully the internet will still be working next week, bro.
Right. So out of all your designs, don't have to be for seeds or anything like that. Do you have one that just, you're beloved to, like it really stands out to you?
One of my designs. I'm trying to think of something I've done recently.
And it's kind of a bummer. I don't know if people seen that sketchbook either, that from the messed up beginning that you were showing, but that was some pretty awesome stuff from your beginning.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious. I'll show that one again. Where is that? So I found this sketchbook from when I was a teenager, and as you can see, I'm no teenager anymore. But here's a couple of them. Here's something I drew like when I was around probably 16 years old. There's one right there.
How old you got there? 16?
I was probably like 16 years old there. Maybe less. I don't know. Let's see. I want to find that other one I showed you, the Acapulco. I spelled Acapulco wrong too. So did you grow up in Michigan, bro?
I sure did.
Same here.
Genesee County area.
There you go. And Genesee County, look, there, talk about, if you want to talk about, when I go around the country, go to events around the world, I was supposed to go to Spanibus, by the way, and because
have you been before?
No, and this is what was crazy with my venture happening, with a bunch of business stuff that was going on, I couldn't go. And also, my wife would have killed me if I went without her. So I didn't go, which actually ended up being a lucky thing, because if I would have gone, it would have been, I've heard listen, I'm in touch with everybody because I just did artwork for an event there. That's why I was going to go for Turk Tower Invitational, which was in downtown Barcelona.
So is there anybody in the cannabis industry that you've been kind of starstruck that you've got to work with?
That I've gotten to know and work with. I mean, I loved working with and creating the artwork for Mendo Dope. I did. Oh, yeah. I designed their first strain art. Yeah. See, I wish I had the shirt handy. I don't know if I do. I don't know where it is.
Was that for the recreation of Corkle?
Well, that was the Urkel crossed with the stone right now. I'll think of it. But that, and they're pretty much prodigies of subcool.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I've actually reached out to them and to get them on as well.
Well, now, you know, they've collaborated over the last few years with Green Shock, with Mark Grayshock, a very knowledgeable breeder grower. And so they're working with this old school boy who knows he knows and loves the plant, and created this. And I'm actually working with him right now. Hopefully, he's been wanting me to finish it, and he's just been so busy. But their tropical sleigh ride. Have you heard about that strain?
No, I haven't. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I think it's a 60-40 sativa dominant. And oh, here it is. Here's the drawing. It's one of the original Tdog cannabis drawings.
I think it's pretty badass right there.
I didn't see enough plants back in those days. I'm kind of curious. You got to wonder, back in the day, there was no Google, there was no phones. So where did I get my reference? I mean, I would see weed, but I must have got it out of somewhere. Oh, it's probably High Times. Probably the High Times magazine back in the day.
How do you feel about High Times entering the flower market?
I've had a mixed opinion about High Times as they are now versus who they represent and the whole history of what the High Times is. And then I got that email the other day. Yeah, here's your last chance to buy into High Times. I don't know. I kind of heard through the grapevine. It's not all roses. It's like, I think a lot of the going public was because the guy was in deep debt with High Times, and so.
Holy shit! I was just getting ready to mention my daughter worked for High Times, and she just popped up. I just want to give a shout out to my daughter Brittany, who just joined the chat in the show. I love you, baby girl.
I want High Times to thrive and be what they're supposed to be for the industry, and hopefully they'll continue to do that.
Yeah, I have mixed opinions on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have any final judgment. I don't know enough, but you hear the good, you hear the bad.
I don't like them necessarily dipping their feet in the flour, but I have no hate for them for all the cups, man. If it weren't for them, there would be a lot less gatherings.
Exactly, and why? And you bring up a great point. It's like, give me a break. They give us such a gray area to play in anyways. They don't lift the Schedule I. They do this stupid shit where they say, well, it's legal, but it's not legal. Well, fuck you, man. I'm sorry, Am I allowed to say that on your show, by the way?
Absolutely, and please. Can I get you? I don't take them yet. But just for future use, can I get you just to say what show you're on there? Because I think we missed it on the one.
Yes. What show am I? I'm the Talk Shit with Eagle Gardens.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
fucking Talking Shit with Eagle. That's what
Talking Shit with Eagle, man.
Hi, what do you think about the title anyway? Do you find it like too offensive? Is somebody on the other side? Do you find it to be like, ugh, I don't know if I want to do
No,
this.
I have a knee-jerk reaction to stuff, and my first knee-jerk reaction to it was, it's an old school term,
yeah,
and it's not necessarily used so much anymore, but everybody knows what it means.
It's not, in my opinion, it don't mean like it's bad information or negative information.
No, it's like let's talk shit, man. We got to talk to shit. It's like, in some ways, maybe people might say, well, I'm not interested because there's no specific, but here's the good being a brand man, because I know how to brand shit. It's good because, dude, that's all we called weed back in the day was shit. And that's some good shit.
Nice. Well, basically, that's what if you ever back home with the old lady or whatever, where you been? We'll talk shit with the boys.
What I'm saying is, though,
having fun.
But in the cannabis reference, it's a very positive reference because, good shit.
Right on.
Some good
Good.
shit. Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad it wasn't off-putting to you because
Not
I
at
have.
all. Not at all. No, I think it's kind of classic. You know, I'd say it'd be, you know, if you were maybe in your 20s or something, talking, it may be different. I think you know, it works. I approve. Tdog approved, man. Fuck yes.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I really do.
Here's something. Here's an old school thing. It didn't sell really well. This is back in the 90s. Trust me, talk about being ahead of my time. So this was a design I did called Cyberhead Threads. Okay, Cyberhead Threads.
So let's
this was
make
the
sure.
design. One of the designs was 100% wired.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
so you can do it all. You can the designs. Do you do like? Can you have like hat pins and stuff done?
Well, that's the thing. I actually just do the freaking art, but it's like people will say, "Can we do hat pins? Can we do?" And that's the thing. The question I have sometimes before I start designing. So if people are interested, want to work with me, is that we talk it up. We talk what you want, what you're going to need, and then I say, "Are you going to do hat pins?" So then I know to think it through to design it so it works nicely for a hat pin, and then and obviously when you do hat pins or embroidery, you need what's called vector art. You need EPS art, which is where you separate the elements. So if there's three colors, it gets a little technical, but I got to ask that question because most of my art is full color. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I do that all in like I still draw here. This is a kind of good example. So I still will draw traditionally with pencil. That's one design I did a while. Oh, here's a good one. Here's an original you've seen. This is the original pencil I did for Ms. Jill for her Jilly Bean.
That's really badass. Miss Jill is a badass, really. There's not a lot of women breeders, and she's definitely plowed her way.
And trust me, Sub never said an ill word to me. He never mentioned it, and I never heard anything bad about it because it was really interesting. I did the work for Sub, and then he wanted to do a bunch of work, and I actually, you know, it was like I wasn't going to become Sub Cool's artist. I had other projects, contracts. I was a busy guy, and it just didn't work out. That's fine. And we had our little run, and then I went on and did work. And then Ms. Jill came to me out of the blue. She was referred to me and wanted me to do the artwork, and I wasn't going to say no to her, you know.
It's work. You can't. You got.
Well, it's not just because it was work. It was like, you know, I thought it was kind of, you know, there was a certain respect just for her as a person. She was just trying to say, listen, I like your art. I'd like you to do some artwork for me. And I just said, okay, fine. Let's do it.
And that's fair. That's fair. You know what happened just because their personal life was unfortunately aired out.
I wasn't gonna have any part of that. I wasn't gonna have any part.
You shouldn't. You know, and too many people did get caught up in that. And I'd like to go on Sub's defense as again a personal friend of his.
Right.
He never the whole time that divorce went on, he never said a bad word to me about her.
Right.
And we had a lot of conversations about her. That you know, he was terribly heartbroken over that.
Right. And trust me, you know, I don't want to even dive into. I've been married for a while, so trust me, we're not going to go into that area. What that, that whole dynamic. So, you know, but that's all right. So, no, but maybe just let's. I was thinking the one thing I just want to tell whoever's listening is just keep me in mind, Tdog the Artist at Instagram. If anybody needs any kind of creative consultation with their company and want to come up with something badass and fun to do, trust me, working with me is always fun.
Is there a set price or does it depend on the complexity of the design?
You know, it ranges. I don't want to say a price tonight, but it's not cheap and it's not. And here's the good thing. And I say this to everybody that asks that question is that I'm interested in an exchange of equivalent value. So kind of as we talk, it all comes to fruition how it's going to work out to where it's you scratch my, you know, I scratch you, you scratch mine. and
Right on.
and it usually works out. Sometimes what I ask is, okay, I want to work with you, but and you might not have the capital right now. Well, you know, I am I do need medicine for my aching back. You know what I'm saying?
Right on. I get that. I get that. That's great that you. That's even on the table for a lot.
And it's funny you say that because that's part of it anyways, because I just like when I used to listen to music for a band before I would design for them, I want to know what the fire tastes like and smells like, and have the
That's
kind of the experience before I go drawing anything.
well, you get the fairness of when you take a dollar, you know it's good. So why shouldn't it be the other way around?
Exactly. And it's always worked out great. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it's exchange. I like the term that I came up. I can't remember where I got it, but exchange of equivalent values, where everybody's happy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And it could be, and this is the other thing that, and you can maybe use this for your situation with your social, with this broadcast, is eventually what I'd like to do is to be able to, where we help each other promote through the social network, whether it's some sort of collaboration, you know, with giveaways or whatever it is, and that just helps each other's business.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You know,
I'm totally down to work with you at any point.
so is your brand right now Eagle Gardens?
It is. It is. That's
Okay, is
my
it
brand.
all right? Cool. We could.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I'm Eagle. So and it's always been Eagle something. Before cannabis, it was Eagle Eye Home Improvements.
There you go.
And it became Eagle Gardens. And
Yeah, why?
Eagle Gardens is a lot easier on the back, and even though the construction and woodworking.
You know Eagle Hunt, by the way, Eagle Hunt 55.
I have met him. He's
Richard?
down in the Flint area there. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I've known him
Guy's
for
own.
a while. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, and that's what I forgot to say was shout out for Genesee in general. It's just that's a real, you know, I'm not gonna say it's the most amazing, but it is a very cool success story with cannabis as far as helping a community really create a new industry for itself.
Yeah. I love the cannabis industry here in Michigan. I think I've said this almost every show. I think it's more tight knit than any other state. The Michigan community. I mean, we're actually, other like California, they like know each other. You know, there's a lot of, love out there. But in Michigan, we seem to be, reaching out for each other. You know what I'm saying? And trying to, pull each other in, and it's been a cool last few years.
And now because I've helped so many Michigan, because I'm Michigan fucking A, man. I made a point. Where was it with the is it in these? I don't know if it's in the Midnight Roots, but in the some of my other brand designs. For the Dirt Kings, you can go to Dirt Kings 517. See some. I don't know if he's posted any of my stuff, but I always made a point. The Hitman, where I'm saying it's Michigan grown or bred. What did I say here? Born in Michigan. When I go to like the Emerald Cup, I'll wear one of my Michigan brands because I'm, I got a little, pride in because Michigan, right. I think it is because, California has that kind of, California grown elitist. And
I think we're a close second. I think Michigan bud is a close second.
Absolutely. No, the bud is great for Michigan. It's just the whole thing about Michigan has to prove itself kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Not to ourselves. Not to people who know good fire and know Michigan fire. I'm talking about like people, just the general public. They're not saying,
people that come here, a lot of the event people that come through here know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You're right.
They tell stories when they leave.
No, I'm blown away at the history and the heritage and all that of Michigan growing. Absolutely, man. I mean, I'm part of it. I never was, anything You know.
So what's Tdog's favorite strain? What if you had that golden goose?
Well, if I was on a desert island and I had a couple like nice little jars. Well, lately
I'll give you two. I'll give you two. Everybody needs a day and a night. Give me two.
Well, Dave, I guess because I don't get it enough, and I just have always had a distinct. I love the taste and aroma as a Jack Herrera for the sativa, and then oh gosh, for the indica, there's a lot. I mean, I really have been enjoying the OG Kush Breath lately. That's been a really good, nice one. But no, I have a lot of variety. I don't have a fave. I like just good fire, man. I really do. I like the GMOs lately. You know, I like the distinct smells and aromas. I like the whole. That's why I'm not a big dabber. I mean, I like dabbing. I like the essence. I love that sweetness, but I still just love cracking a bud, and I'm still a flower power kind of guy. Oh, maybe you'll luck out. I have a few of these left. Oh, look I got a short stack of them. But this is from the 90s. Speaking of Jack Herrera, this is a very classic sticker from the 90s. Power Flower, Stop the War. You see that? Emperor of Hemp.com. This is from the 90s. Yeah, Ventura, California.
I've suggested his book twice this week.
Oh, cool. I got mine. Where's mine? Upstairs, I think. And I got Sub's book, he signed it for me. That's very cool. So yeah. And are you growing any I assume you're growing some TGA?
Oh yeah. Actually, let me see here.
What would be the closest? Some Space Queen, maybe?
I don't think I have any TGA going at the moment.
That's all right. I just was curious.
I was the Michigan rep for a few years. I don't know if you know that.
Oh.
I was the Michigan distributor for Sub.
What was the company name? Galactic?
No, that was Tony.
Tony, right.
Tony was the rep before me, and the last 2 years it's been me.
Oh, all right. So Sub Cool Seeds.
Yep. Yes, sir. I was the official rep for Michigan here. And I was a tester. I was a tester for at least 10 years. A personal friend. I'm sitting on 57 strains right now from the tester stage. I got a pack of Jack the Ripper right here.
So can I ask a secret question? What did he actually, because I didn't talk to him a lot and I didn't even ask him. So what did he save from the fire?
What did he save from the fire?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I know. I mean, he said he got out. He was so pissed. He left with he got out with a dog and some good hash, he said, and he forgot to take his hard drive with him.
Yep, the hard drive, his camera, his phone.
Right.
Bag of seeds.
I know.
And
damn.
Which was supposed to be he named and sold those seeds as Phoenix Rising. But it was actually
that's the tattoo he wanted on his neck.
The Phoenix Rising.
Yep. That was the tattoo he wanted on his neck.
Yeah, I shot him a lot of ideas for that too. Not for the tattoo, but
but
more the rebranding for the Dank.
Right. Yeah, that was a bold move. I got to admit. I was like, I even talked to him about it when he wanted to call it the Dank. I go, really? That's bold. It's call yourself the Dank, and he did it.
Well, he had a good right. He had the book, and he had made.
No, exactly. No, I get it. But to call the new brand to try and sell it as the new brand was
right.
Because I'm just saying, from a branding standpoint, it's tough. Sometimes you want a more distinct name and not have to worry. But he did it, so
he knew how to branding and all that shit worked.
Yeah, he was pretty good at that.
He was pretty anal about wanting to see how those menus popped and were designed and all that good stuff. Yeah. Gotta love Sub. Rest in peace.
He used to throw away. He used to give. He was like Johnny Appleseed, man. He used to give away a lot of seeds.
Yeah, he did. That's why that tattoo Tdog was so important to me. Because at that point, you know, to this day, I'm surrounded by autographed posters and hats and shit
Oh.
he sent me, and it was a fucking blow. It was a bad blow when I came home and had heard about that. I instantly had texted him. I called his phone.
That last video of his was ominous. I don't know. I could sense something was going on when he was in that motorhome. I knew, and then I got to hear the, you know, kind of the inside skinny of what happened. It's not. I'm going to keep it confidential, but.
Oh, I know. You ain't got to tell me. I know.
Yeah, you know too, right? Exactly.
It don't need to be discussed.
Exactly. So he rest in peace. Rest in peace. I'm glad I was able to draw that character that you just showed with the glasses on the leaf. I mean, that was him classically in a way, you know.
Yeah, and that's, you know, obviously that meant, you know, it was something that you gave to him because it's signed by you. Because that's
and I did, and not to give myself any props, but you know, you got it. This is in life, man. When people are down, you don't want to hit them when they're down. When he was going through his stuff, and yeah, maybe I didn't know enough about the whatever that everybody has an opinion about, but I don't care. The guy went through a lot, and I gave him Jack the Ripper. I didn't charge him a dime for Jack the Ripper. I gave him that design. I said, dude, here you go, man. Because I had already designed it. Because a lot of my strain designs were stuff I did because that's how we met. I had done like the first agent. I did an Agent Orange for him, and I met him at a Canvas Cup. I go, look at this artwork I did for you, man. And that's how we first met.
So are some of your strain designs, when it comes to strain designs, are some of them like already like you've got a great idea for, and then you approach the breeder with?
Not, you know, that's interesting. I have done that, but that's kind of weird to do, I guess. I feel I just like I'm doing it because I just love the strain. And like when I did the strain design for 9 Pound Hammer for Jinx, I just, you know, it was before I had even met him and I had designed it. And then, you know, I did a thing where I had a shirt made for him and I gave him the shirt. And no, I did it out of the kindness of my heart and just to promote my art, you know, that's all. But I could do that. I have done that. Like people, there are, because I own the copyright to the art unless otherwise I was contracted to do. So there is a chance that there's some art that I've done for a strain that you could own. In fact, I'm actually doing that right now with Detroit Diesel. Shout out to my man Chris at Detroit Diesel OG. He's got a wedding. Do you know him?
No. I just hopefully is it the strain Mendo breath times locomotion? Please tell
me.
No.
Oh, that's it. The Mendo breath. No, the strain. He's got a great. He's been growing it for years. He's got a wedding cake, and so I had illustrated this because I like wedding cake is doing a strain design, but it was just something I had done, and we started session, and he saw the wedding cake design, so I sold him. So he's commissioned, and I've customized it to his brand, and so he's gonna use the wedding cake strain design I did for him to sell his, you know, to help brand his cultivar.
Nice. I wanted to just address a question here in chat. Boom Farms, I actually donated seeds back to Sub for the Cuvée recreation after he lost the Pinot.
Yeah, that was his latest real baby. It was the Cuvée.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, that was his baby, and the Pinot. Oh God, Pinot Noir cut was lost in the fire.
Right.
And he couldn't recreated, and mainly me, and a few others sent few seeds back to sub for the F2s,
which is awesome that you guys did that, man. That was like,
I did it. I also gave him back my original Tinto de Veranos, which was his second creation after the cuvee. I gave him
and
back,
I gave him Jack the Ripper. It wasn't so bad being sub cool, man.
No. He can't do what he wants. I had no problem giving back to sub.
No, you know what I'm saying. No, it was, that was nice. But that's very cool. That's community, man. Fuck yes.
Yeah, fucking, he loved us all. He had a lot of love for everybody. He did. He knew how to. He was the original shit talker right there.
He was.
Man, sub too cool.
It was like, shut up, sub, but that's okay.
He would have been the first guest on this show. I said that in the beginning. He would have definitely been here first off. But heck yeah, it's awesome that you're super able to do this, man. You've been patient, super patient. I can't believe you were patient.
Here was my 2 tokes that won't be it. Hopefully I'll get the manufacturing going. Educate, elevate, celebrate. That's my little saying right there to the public. And but that's kind of the new brand I'm trying to promote, because that's just kind of the philosophy. And it's really weird because the philosophy is about kind of being social. 2 tokes, passing to puff, 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 pass. But that's all right. Still exists, man. Fuck yes. I'm going to get out of your hair. I'm going to go see what the wife's doing. She's probably,
So one more time, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, it's been an honor to be on Talking the Shit.
Thank you,
Eagle Gardens 1. And if you need to find me, go to Tdog, the artist. That's T to the D to the mother loving OG. Tdog, the artist, at Instagram. At Tdog. That's right. Instagram, Tdog, the artist. And you can also check out whatsyourstrain.com. That's WHATZ. Yourstrain.com.
One more thing while I've got you on here. Can I get you to agree on air that you'll come visit us on the Michigan Bros Grow Show as soon as possible?
Oh yeah, let's do that. And that's like on a Friday or Sunday?
Well, the lives are on Sunday, and I'm sure they may even want to do like a more serious one-on-one with you, where there may or may not be so much shit talking, more like just business. But
that's fine. No, let's do it. I really.
But I know for a fact we'd probably at least love to have you on the live, where we have you on with the whole panel,
and I'll be seeing people I haven't seen in a while, so that'll be good, man.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Would you be up for maybe tomorrow or something, jumping in? Or
Saturday?
Sunday?
What time?
Sunday.
Sunday.
What time? 9 o'clock.
Sunday at 9 o'clock?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can send you an invite and you'll jump in.
Send me
with
an invite
us?
Sunday at 9. I think that'll work fine, man. I'm telling you, with this lockdown, I'm pretty much home.
I'm sure we'd fucking love it. I can tell you that much. And
right,
I would love to have you back on Talking Shit with Eagle for sure.
We'll figure this out, man. We're going to kind of squeeze it in. I mean, like I said, I got work. It's like I got to start strategizing, because it's a different story where you guys kind of, you're still in your routine. I'm in my routine, but I'm trying now. I got to figure out, okay, I can't go to events to do my thing now. Now I got to kind of figure out like I'm going to do. But I think this will be great practice, because if I'm going to do a YouTube thing, this is perfect.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and feel free to get me on in the beginning for the stumbling block, because I'd be happy to repay the favor to help you work out the bugs in the beginning.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to try and work out this Zoom, because I want to get I'll get someone from each you each having your own kind of expertise. You know what I'm saying? Kind of bringing a kind of a nice, well-rounded panel or something.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
All right, brother. Be good. I appreciate it. And educate, elevate, celebrate to the nation. And stay well, stay safe, man.
Have a great night.
Peace, man. Later.
Peace. Tdog the artist. Please look him up on Instagram. What a great interview. And he was super, super patient today. I don't know if it's a weekend thing or if it's a weekender thing, as we like to say up here when we get the influx of people on the weekends sucking up all the internet. But we had a bit of a rough start with the audio, man. We just couldn't get it going. I tried like 4 times to get things up and running, and it was a headache. But as I've said to you, and I promised you, I will stumble, I will fall, but I will get up and try again. I just wanted to point out I did not get a chance to say hello to Killer Bees Garden. I didn't. I try to hit everybody up as much as I can see them, but you know, it happens. Anybody else? Is there anybody in chat that would like to jump in? Since I got such a late start, I'm like just kind of getting warmed up and chatty. The chatty part of the show. Is there anybody on the in chat that wants to fucking jump in and talk some shit? You got some Zoom and want to say hi? I'd love to have you on and kill a few minutes. I'm ready to smoke another one and relax a little bit from all that stress. Oh, it was too. Getting this thing off on time without any hitches can be a bit of a headache. But, you know, you guys definitely make it work. Charlie's Farm. I'm going to hit you up on Instagram with some numbers, buddy. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody, you know, hanging out. We're going to fucking have Charlie's Farm jump in and say hi with us, talk some shit. I got most of my work done in the garden earlier, so no biggie there. Sorry about the dead air, but I'm trying to hit up. I always love it when somebody's willing to jump in because we're all so entertaining, and I have much love for everybody. Eventually, if you got Zoom and you're not too, you're somewhat knowledgeable on how to use it, I'd love to talk with you. Dead air, dead air, dead air. How was everybody's day today? I hope everybody's day went well. Prosperous Friday for you. I know mine wasn't all bad. I got to go out there and get some fresh air and get some sun, a little bit of yard work done. Yep, IG, it's on its way. I just sent it. Charlie's Farm 420 on my Instagram Eagle Gardens 1 account is where I sent it from. Charlie. Awesome. Sounds like he's going to jump in. Cool. This is awesome. Now I get to roll another fatty and talk some shit. Zoom fucked up GML show. Good. I hate to say that, but God, that makes me feel so much better, Boom. God, thank you. Thank you for that little bright moment right there, sir. I appreciate that. Man, that's a bit of a load off. There's been some security breaches. It was actually one of the subjects in chat today is maybe trying to find a way around the Zoom because I guess it's really easily hacked. I believe I was hacked during the Red Setter Farm interview, and then the next night, because on both interviews, I kind of just lost control of my computer and shit was popping up, and I actually couldn't see nothing. The Zoom shut down on my end, but thank God Red was gracious enough to just keep going with the show, and I was just getting ready to push the power button on my computer when I heard Red Setter Farms acknowledge that he could hear me. And I was like, wait. So I kind of held off and it came right through. And I was so thankful. But yeah, I kind of believe I was hacked. I spent the next day or two trying to like install and update shit. And then I heard about the hacking. And then the following day they had an update. And it worked for a few good days. And then today, bam, all. Of course, on Friday. It had to be on Friday when I had a guest that was ready and willing and bells on. Tdog was early, just like a good professional would. Again, thank you much for Tdog, the artist, coming in today. Uh, what a professional. He did. He toughed it out. We must have tried realistically like 4 times, at least 4 times, to get it up and running. Trial, error. I had to end up shutting my computer completely down and let it sit for a few minutes and then fire it back up, and then everything seemed to be okay. So thank the good spirit or whatever for that. There we go. How you doing? Thank you for joining in. I can't hear you yet. Are you muted? You're muted, sir. I don't know. Let's see if I. Yep. Oh,
Oh, there we go. There we go.
there you go.
Right
Ah,
on.
there we go. Now
Looking
we're
right
working.
on, bro. Sorry, I got my girls right behind me. Can you see me? You can see me, right? How can I switch it around? Right there with the cam, right? Yeah, there we go. Now we got some girls going. Yeah, there's a little delay. All right, there's a little delay, Eagles.
My mic was gone. There you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
if you can, you should be able to push that button in the corner to like flip the camera around if you want to show the girls
Yeah,
or whatever.
there it is.
And then thank you for joining in. I really appreciate
Hey,
it.
man.
How you doing?
Anytime, man. I'm doing all right. I'm I'm on lockdown. I've been trying to stay away from my family. I'm almost 60, so hey, thanks for having me, man. Seriously.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been following along in your garden for years and got a lot of respect for what you do over there.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I actually got I got one of my lights out in the bedroom. I mean, I'd like to go in the other room, man. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the girls I have here. I got everything. Yeah, let's see if I can switch the camera in. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay.
So what are we looking at here?
Right here, we're looking at some, we got everything from Primal Punch. I got 3 different Primal Punch phenos right here. This is one of my keepers.
Was you blessed with the F2s?
Yeah, actually, it was, no, these aren't the F2s. I think these are from the F1s that he had, the first round that he put out, Med Grower.
Did you get the F2s?
No, I never got the F2s.
Ask
Yeah,
him. Reach out for those.
Yeah, I still have I can probably get a hold of Med Grower and get some. I'm always doing some work in here. This is actually a brisker from this is from the F2s that THC Titan was working with back in the day, and it's still one of my keepers in the garden.
She's a big girl.
I mean, I got I must right now have close to 20, 25 strains in the garden. You want to see one that I really beat up hard? This was a Highlander. This is a Highlander from Ocean Grown, and it got it it got it got thrips, right? It got some leaf hoppers, and I came in when it was still in a 1-gallon pot, like some of these girls. They were still in 1 gallon, and I shot it up with sprayed the hell out of it with 91 proof alcohol and 90 proof alcohol because I was so bullshit. I didn't want I was like, you know what? If I lose this girl, because I had backups, and this is what happened is because it was in such a small pot, it soaked up some of the alcohol. So, so what I did was all the bottom growth is just starting to come in nice, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. Bottom growth is coming in good, but look what the alcohol did to the top, and it constantly does that. Can you see what it's doing there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just burning the shit out of all the new growth up top, but the lower
Look at that
stuff.
monster leaf right there.
Yeah. Which one right here?
Yeah,
These
that
girls?
monster leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, I got some monsters. Look at these, my GMOs, my mother's. These are, yeah, these things, I'm 6 feet almost, and this thing's good 4 inches above me. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, dude, these things are huge. I should have been cutting them back, but I was getting lazy. I've been procrastinating a lot lately in the garden, like really procrastinating a lot.
I'm a little guilty myself, brother.
Yeah, so, and I do this, this is my income, I don't have any problem saying it. I'm in Massachusetts and this is my living. Yeah, so.
Right on. So tell me about those T5s I just seen there. Are those straight up T5s? They pop.
Yeah, these are my agrobrites. Yeah, these are I've had these for quite a few years. I got an 8 bulb and I have a 6 bulb, but then I got a 1,000-watt metal halide right here. It's just off at the moment. Just lately, the last few nights, just trying to save energy. I started shutting it off for about 6 hours in the middle of the night. So
Yeah.
this, I used to have a 400. I used to have another 400 or 600 here, and it blew after 6 years, 7 years or something. It finally went. So this is just 150 water in here now. Just something between the Thowie and the T5s, because I do, even though it looks hectic in here right now. Here's my sour apple right here. Look at this monster, huh? There's some sour apple.
Beautiful.
But yeah, and then I got some new ones I haven't even run yet. This here is this is the was it safety meeting. I got a couple cuts from a friend of mine that owns a store here in Mass. Have you ever heard of Lancelot Productions or Lancelot Creations on
I have
IG?
not. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Lancelot, he's a friend of mine. I don't want to put his name out there, but Lancelot, he's on IG, and he does a
Go
lot
ahead
with
and spit out his IG there for him.
Yeah, it's just Lancelot Productions, named after his dog Lancelot. A really become a real good friend of mine, and he's in the process of working with another friend that has been going through the licensing process to get his own store finally going. And even though around here, it's what it's not obviously what it's who like most places. And so he's been cracking beans and doing a hunt, but he's been waiting almost 3 years to open the doors. So he's got some great phenos as this one falls over, but he's got some great phenos that he's already hunted. I usually don't take cuts from anybody. I crack my own beans, like everything in here except for maybe 3 strains. I crack myself. Oops, sorry guys. I got plants falling over here. These monsters. But I took cuts from him and they're smoking. Like this GMO here, I guess it tests at 30%. Can you guys see? Am I screwing things up with my camera? How we doing, Eagles?
It's a little bouncy, but it looks good.
It is. It's looking all right.
Yeah, it
let me
looks
go in
great.
my flower room. We can go in my flower room right now. I'll just bring my little friggin' pocket light with me. You guys can check out some nice bud in there. You want to go in the flower room real quick, guys?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go in the flower room. Hold on, lights are out. This is my testing lab. We have 3 facilities. I got 3 rooms here. We got 3 facilities altogether. This is one of the working labs. This is where I do a lot of my testing of anything that I crack that might go into production. It's where I can bring any like those few cuts that I do get, where I bring them, I give them a dip, I watch them, I stress the shit out of them, see what they can do. Even sometimes I'll throw them out at the end, even at the end of flower. I'll throw them outside, see if they'll get a PM. I'll see what the cold. I'm in Mass, so we can have some cold nights and cold days. I'll torture them. I want to see if they're going to throw bananas. I want to see if they're going to start Herman. Anything in the last 2 or 3 weeks of flowers. See if they'll get some PM. Just anything. So, yeah, let's
Let me
walk.
ask you this, as a guy that pops a lot of beans like myself, it takes in few cuts. For me, I don't. When I take in a cut, I just don't feel the love for it. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know what you mean. I know what you mean. I absolutely know what you mean.
When I pop a bag of beans and do that pheno hunt, I have a bond with it, and I can actually pick that thing out of a crowd. I don't even have to put tags in them. Sometimes I can just
Yeah,
look
I
at
know what you mean. Yeah, I'm the same way with some of the gear that I have now. I know what you mean by tag. Because you know your plant so well, you don't have. You know the leaf structure. You know everything. Yeah, let's put the green light on. All right, I'm in the process of taking. Yeah, this is some of the. See if we can get. This is some of the primal punch. See if I can get up on the light. I don't know if you can see that at all. Let me get it. See if I can get it inside. That's primal punch. Yeah, it's all right. This is one of my keepers, but what I did was it didn't get enough light in the beginning. Just didn't get enough light. This is one of my #1 cuts. I will say this though, Eagles. I do have a couple cuts that I got from Swerve over at LA, Cali Connection. Yeah. This is one of my best strains. Can you guys see that? Is that picking up anything on the camera?
Yeah, I can see that, bud.
Yeah, this is the blueberry. This is my blueberry fuel. This has the OG #18 cut. The cut only.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's my
blueberry flavor, and I love fuel.
Yeah, I will say that it's got it's my #1 requested out of all my strains that I have. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if I can stand. You see my lights right there.
What a beautiful garden.
Yeah, it's got some good size. Here are my newer ones. See, because I got these I got a cycle about every 2 or 3 weeks, maybe when I'm really lazy, 4 weeks, I put 12 new plants in here. So
that's my schedule, 12 every month, every 4 weeks.
Right around there. It all depends upon how lazy I get. Like right now, I'm so behind on cloning. Yeah, let's see if we can sneak in the back here. Yeah. I love your setup. You got a good cycle going with the tents, man. I always get jealous with the tents because I really do. I love tents.
It's funny because I'm sitting here watching your room thinking, man, I'm jealous of that room.
Yeah, I know. That's what everybody says. I know. I will say this. Being in a commercial spot's kind of okay, but everything is more expensive. Electricity is more expensive per kilowatt. So I can hear myself talking in the background. Hey, here's that Highlander. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see if I get a close in on this Highlander. Can you see that Highlander in there right at all?
I can see the top of that bud.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of dead leaf on there, but yeah, I hunted this out of 10 seeds. And this thing can go through friggin' hell and back, and it still makes some really beautiful friggin' nugs. Yeah, let's see if we can get one of these swigging down here.
I'm working GMX OG's Pine Valley right now.
Oh yeah, that looks sick, man.
I tell you what,
sick.
when I pulled it down, it's weird how the terps on that one kind of did a little flippy flop on me because she was like a tiny fuel when I chopped her.
Yeah.
Then he had said it, maybe it's almost subliminal, but he had said in chat that it was like a maple syrup type profile.
Sweetness. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it does. And I was smoking it. If you watched the show last night, man, I was smoking it on the show last night, and I was faded by the end of the show. I smoked it today, man. I had to fucking take a nap, man. I slept from like fucking 6:30 to fucking 8:30. I was like, holy shit, I gotta get up and get ready.
Yeah. He was living around where I grew up, Rosendale Square. That's where the Rosie Kush comes from. Yeah, he used to
Well,
live
that's cool.
right near me. Yeah. Of course, I
Nice
meet
to
him
meet you, a little
literally 2
backstory.
weeks before he moved out west. Yeah, this is another one of the Primal Punch phenos. I think this one here is my number. This one here is my number 8. No, this is the one I lost the tag on. This is what I call my no tag. I stressed the crap out of it. That's why he got a little foxtail in at the end there, as you can see. You see
Well,
both.
some of them primals had that GG4 bud structure anyway, where they were
Yeah,
kind
they
of
did.
like
Yeah,
looking.
perfect example right there. Look at that one. That thing's just. But I'll tell you, it's. I got a lot of college kids around in Boston, and they love this stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know?
it's a great strain. Fucking
Yeah, when
dang.
you break it up, it leaves you a nice pile of keef, and that's what they all want. You know, especially some of those Berkeley kids and the MIT kids. They're looking for that. You know.
Huge
Yeah,
shout out to Mid Grower One and Empire Seed Company.
Yeah,
That's
no doubt. Hey, Mr. Tight's one of the first, and even Med Grower, one of the first years and years ago that I ever subbed to on YouTube. You know,
oh yeah.
for years I used to post under my real name. Yeah, what are we looking at here? This is my number 8 of the primal, and this is not gonna make the cut. Oh, are you still there? I just screwed my phone up. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
the
still
number
here.
8, but
I'm
it's
still here.
not going to make the cut. Yeah, not gonna make it, even though it can go through some torture. Yeah. Doing good. Let's get out of here before I harm these things. I'll start throwing nanners. But that's what I was doing all night.
You
I was
think
trying to.
they're that sensitive? I
Sorry,
never
go ahead.
really had
Eagles.
plants. I never really, I'm not so scared, especially in flower like that. It looks like you're pretty late in flower. You're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
You're
some.
not, you're
Well,
not
I'll be
doing no
honest.
damage there.
I can be in here for a half hour. I've kept the lights on an extra 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to. How long you flush
So
for, Eagles? How long you flush for?
I do a faded fade out there.
So do
So if
I.
I'm running like a 8-weeker, I'll like start. We're on week 6. I could do half strength all the time,
Yep.
and then around week 6, I'll fade out to quarter strength.
Right. Right.
And week 7, I'll go with just a little bit of water and molasses, and then
Yeah.
anything past that, just water.
That's what I kind of do. That's exactly what I do. I end with my enzymes. And I do the molasses always. And I do my and I do herb natural. I do the herb natural in the end too, all the way through. So, yeah, these are looking pretty good. This is that Briska. Right here. This thing can be a temperamental little bitch, man. She can definitely be a little temperamental, yeah. But I haven't been giving her a lot of direct light. I got a Thawi here, and it's right now. It's taking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plants on the one Thawi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're getting not a lot of light for these plants. I know that I'm stretching it, but that's why I got about 11 plants that are coming down. That's why I got a couple buckets full, as you can see. I started taking them down a few hours ago, right before the lights went out.
I ran some tall ladies this round.
Did ya?
Yeah.
What's tall for you in those tents? 6 feet?
Well,
6, 7
yeah.
when they finish? Yeah, I believe it.
Six. I've got some that are every bit of 6 foot right now. They're taller than I am. I posted some pics up on the Eagle Garden one. It's a test tent. It's a Low Pro Max 660, like a bar light.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that thing's crushing it.
I bet it is. I just
actually I'm running the T5 LED replacement, so they're like.
Oh yeah, how do you like those?
They're doing great as well in flower. I couldn't believe it. They're actually killing it in flower too. Not as good as the 660, but man, as far as veg, I would definitely use them in veg. But if you had, if you were stuck with one, a home grower and all you heat reasons and a closet or something, and that's all you had. Yeah, you could definitely grow some dank with them little lights.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
this is my second run. First run, I did a scrog with it, and it did really well. And this time, those ladies are every bit of 6 foot. They look like the ones under your T5s there.
Yeah,
but they're in flower. They're in flower though.
Yeah, they're fucking huge, huh? That's still big, man. I mean, Listen, it's only since I got this place. The other place, no, I got 25-foot ceilings. I don't know if you can see that. I
Oh
got
man,
25-foot
jealous.
ceiling. This is my 155, my KIN 155s. Got a couple of 6 inches on there. That's about it though. And I created a little negative energy, a little negative pressure. But they just sold the building 2 months ago, and I got a new owner in here. And so far, he hasn't rocked the boat. And with all this Corona stuff going around, I don't think he's going to want to rock the boat at all because he's going to lose money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not everybody
Oh,
in
I
this building
do.
grows. This is not just a, you know, there's only about 5 of us in a huge unit. I mean, a huge building that has about 100 units in it. So there's maybe 6 of us that have, you know, I got a big 18 lights downstairs, which is one of my bigger rooms down in the basement. But there's some of
Holy
that fuel
cow.
right here. You know what I still have? I still have a Hell's OG, an original Hell's OG biker cut from friggin' Swerve.
Holy
And it's,
cow.
yeah,
That's a
and it's
gem.
still, yeah. And I'll be honest, man, I almost stopped running it over last fall. Somebody was like, you know, I think it was my brother maybe even convincing me to, you know, change up and let's run its course. And then I was like, you know what? I just can't let this one go. It's from Swerve himself personally.
Oh no,
And
if
I
you
said,
need somebody to hold that, I'd
you know, yeah, you know what? I will.
hold
The
that
thing,
for you.
you can beat it up. And I mean, it can take a beating and it's still going to give you a good QP of plant no matter what. And
I love that
yeah,
fuel.
yeah. And I tell you, my brother actually renamed it just for, you know, it's on the streets of Boston. You know, names don't mean shit, as we all know. You know what I mean? And he just renamed it to some like Pacific Coast Kush or something. And next thing you know, everyone's eating it up again after they thought it forever. You know what I mean? So it just
I
goes to
do.
show you what bullshit a name is. You know what I mean? Everybody's loving it up. Yeah. Dude, I'm so happy that you have me on. I always wanted to do live. I almost did it a few times with Malik. You know, it's Malik and I talk every once in a while. I got a lot of respect for that man.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, and I just, you know, and then he started getting real, you know the sitch. I feel bad for him. I tried to help him out a couple months ago, and I couldn't come through for him. But especially at the end when Subby wanted to do some shows with him again, he and I were talking like every day for a while. And, you know.
Yeah, he's having a hard time right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know he is. I know. I haven't talked to him in about 3 weeks, but I should shoot him another. I should shoot him another friggin' another
It
message.
never hurts. I do that. I do random great days a lot. If anybody knows me, yeah. If I just randoms, you know, you'll be surprised that you might not even hear from me in a while, or you might not even have ever heard it from me, and I'll just say, you know, hey man, have a great day, dude.
Yeah, I can be the same way. I can be the same way. I mean,
and them are usually the best pick-me-ups, the ones that just kind of like blindside you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Here, let's work our way out of here. This is my, by the way, another reason.
That's awesome of you, by the way. I just want to give you props.
Oh yeah, no, hey man, my pleasure, and I mean it. This is my little utility room here with my reservoirs and everything. You know, nothing fancy. I just
And you got an awesome setup. I'm super jealous.
listen, it's all right. It's a lot of work for one guy. I will say that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But you know, and I say this too. Oh, look at that. We got the friggin' sour apple falling over. Is that what it is? No, this is one of my jams. No, it's my sour apple. Look at that friggin' beast. Beast.
You obviously have a love for what you do.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 15. I'm almost, you know, I'm not quite 60 yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah, let me see if I can find. I bet I can find. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. When was the first time you cracked the bean, Eagles? How old are you now? Are you close to the age?
I'm in my mid 40s, mid to late 40s.
So you're just a few years younger than me. My wife is only 43.
Right
on.
My first beans were popped 17 years ago. To be honest with you, 17 years ago was my first crack of the bean, and I've been growing ever since.
Yeah, man. It's an addiction. I remember the first time I did it out in, here, let me turn my camera on. You guys can actually see me. How the heck do I turn this on? Here we go.
I remember when I first got my, this is
There you go.
this is a true story
There
right
you
here,
go.
brother. I remember
Yeah.
when I got my first medical license, and I was like,
Yeah.
you will pry these lights from my cold, dead hands.
Yeah. I know. Oh, I'll never forget that first time I got a balance. My first indoor was in '85. And it was the old ballast, it was tin can ballast, we used to call them. And I just never forget it. I felt like a scientist, you know. It was like, oh man, I got 1,000 water, one of the old street lights, because that's all that they had that you could grow with. And yeah, I was hooked, man. I was hooked, no question. The first time I ever did, I did backseat in 1977, I think it was, and it was just in my father's gutter. I put it in a Dixie cup, one of those old Dixie cups. And
nice.
yeah, as soon as it popped up, I was hooked. I killed it, of course, like 3 days later by overwatering it, but I was hooked, man. Hey, you want to know?
Do you have any idea what it was?
No, I know it was. All I remember was that it was. I probably got that week. Probably got 2 different bags, and it was probably out of the better bag, you know, for the weed, for the brickweed that I was getting probably back then. I mean, we got the Acapulco Gold every once in a while. We got the Lamb's Breath was just starting to come in the late '70s, and then Panama Red every once in a great while we get Panama Red, and then yeah. So you know, it was probably just some good swag that I thought was probably was telling all my buddies it was Acapulco Gold, or if it was friggin', you know, Colombian Gold or something. But
So let me ask you this:
yeah, go for
the
it.
time period and how long you've grown seem to match up. Have you ever come cross paths with old Kevin Jordy?
No, I'd love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to. Yeah, I really would. I watch everything he posts almost.
he's just a fucking wealth of knowledge, and
Yeah, he is.
just
Yeah,
I
he
could
is.
sit and listen to him for hours and hours
Same
and
here.
hours.
Same here. He's plugged
And
in. He's been around the world. He's seen it. You
even
know?
if I've heard his stories before, he tells them so well that you know they're good a
Yeah.
second and third time.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And he really has a good. What I'm really focusing on, which is what, you know, Sub and I, you know, listen, I was not anything but just a regular friend. After the fire, he and I started talking more often. You know, he sent me his phone number and all that, and we would text and we talk every once in a while. But we weren't anything but like best friends or anything. I never want to have that out there like that. But I remember those
Man, Sub would
lonely
be
nights, man. Yeah, his lonely nights after the fire, and he had first trying to figure out where the hell he was going to go before he really landed in Arizona, or just starting to land in northern Arizona there, and you know, and but yeah, between him, Kevin Jodrey, and a couple other people that I really follow, you know, besides Kyle Cushman, I want to see, because I'm trying to not just expand, but I want to keep that niche I have now as a boutique grower, a cultivator. I have a good rep around my area in Boston. 99% of my product hits Boston. The guy that runs any of my material into whether it's shatter or bubble or butter, wax, whatever you want to call it, is a quality guy around here. Super clean, you know what I mean? Does a lot of CO2 extraction, you know, completely away from the friggin' the butane now. Hasn't done that in years. And so I got a good rep. I got all the college kids between BU, MIT, Berkeley School of Music, New England School Conservatory, Emerson College. I mean, you're talking some big Harvard. I have some pretty good, solid customers from professors to students. And to be honest, with this lockdown now and all the students gone, I've got another demographic that started calling between my brother and I, and it's doubling. I mean, there's going to be a drought soon because everyone's in lockdown. They're going to get their little stimulus check or relief check, whatever you call it, and they're going to spend their money on that. I keep telling my brother, because I work clubs around Boston for 23 plus years on and off. listen, when there are good times, they drink, and when there's bad times, they drink. And it's the same thing with smoking. They're gonna smoke when there's good times, and they're gonna smoke when there's bad times. And my thing is, Eagles, my little thing is, I never run out. My thing is, if I got 3, 4 different people, when they call me, I have it. And they never run out. They know their clients. They can tell them, listen, 24/7. We run it like a business. You need it, I answer the phone, and we'll set you up one way or another. You know, besides a few cancer patients, God rest their soul and God bless them. You know, I gotta, you know, I worked hard for it too. You know what it's
It
like.
shows.
You
It
know,
shows, brother, and that's some great dedication there. You know, to your
Yeah,
patients.
yeah.
It sounds like.
I started late in life. I got an 8-year-old daughter. You know, I got a young wife and an 8-year-old daughter. And I got to keep them happy too. You know, so. And I should have been dead. I was on my deathbed in 2010. I got this infection in my spinal fluid. It almost killed me. I was in a coma in the works, and I came out of it 2 years ago. Had my hip replaced. Kept going with this place, even with my friggin' hip replacement. I was on one leg for like 2 years. But no, yeah, you just kidding me? Listen, I've met great people. You, Sub, Jinx, you know, Ninja coming in when he came in for the actually when Jinx and Ninja actually joined up for the rally here in Boston. You know, got to spend the weekend and meet those guys. Now I met Ninja a couple times before that, you know, before the fallout and all that crap. But you know, I've been able to connect with some really good people, and this internet is just it brings it up a level. It's awesome. I mean, you know, I really have a lot of respect for you, Eagles. I mean, I've watched you. I come in, I blow up your page. Haven't seen you for a minute. I'll go to IG, blow up your friggin' page, going through and seeing exactly what you've been doing over the last 2, 3 months.
I'm honored by that. I really am, because
yeah,
I'm a fan of yours, and
I don't
even
have a
more
lot of
so
time.
now.
I don't have a lot of time.
Even more so now, man.
I beeline it for the guys I like, and that ain't kissing ass. That's just the truth, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, man. Fucking,
Hey, man.
I followed you for a long time, and I've always appreciated your likes
Thanks,
and comments,
man.
and you know, I honestly recognize you in the kind of community, so
yeah, I appreciate
that.
I do. I appreciate that.
I find it to be an honor that you were able to jump in. I thought when you offered, I was like, hell yeah. You know, there was there wasn't even a hesitation on my end. So no.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, because you know, I literally get stuck here by myself for days on end sometimes, because not only do I know my wife and child coming at 2, 3 in the morning to pick me up, so I'll just spend the night here, get up and do my thing the next day if I don't have the car, you know. So I can be here for days on end by myself. So anytime you ever want to do anything like this, let me know.
I'm always open to this. I've been throwing that out there, because there's times like tonight where, you know, and when I get a guest on board, I don't expect for anyways. These shows have been long last few nights, man. 4 hours. Yeah, and man. I don't expect anybody to watch all that shit. If you want to put it on, let it play in the background while you're doing it, that's cool. If you want to fast forward through it, that's cool too. If you want to watch 2 seconds, I don't care. I appreciate every
You know what else is helping me do? You know what else is helping me do, bro? I'm on day 3 with no nicotine.
Oh,
44 years almost of smoking. 44 years of smoking. I put it down 3 days ago for my daughter.
Well, good for you, brother.
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah, it feels really good, man. Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird how them lungs like instantaneously start like healing up.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Dude, I was like, oh my God, the little chest pain. Oh yeah. I mean, I can go through the whole friggin' rigmarole of all the crap I've probably done to my lungs over the years, but you know.
Have you got your sense of smell back from it yet?
A little bit. You know, I don't have, because of years and years in past of abuse of other things, I don't have too much of a sense of smell anyway. So that's not really my gauge yet, because I can't.
Oh, it'll come. It'll come, and you'll be able to pick out a smoker from like a mile away, and you're like, holy cow, man.
Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna light this spliff in honor, man, right now. I gotta light this spliff right here.
There you go. That's a better roll.
This is that GMO. This tested
Now
30%.
you're talking shit with Eagle. You got that duber out. In fact,
Yeah,
can I
right,
get you to
right.
say it just one time, man? Say fucking talking shit with Eagle, man.
Fucking talking to Eagle, brother. Smoking a doobie on a
Thank
fucking
you,
Friday
man.
night. Actually, Saturday morning. Couldn't be better, bro. And I mean that.
Thank-
Salute. They say
Thank
in
you,
Ireland,
man.
snapcha.
When I thought of the name, man, it came to me like right off the cuff, and it was like, "Yep, that's it." It was like one
Yeah,
of them
right.
stepbrother things. Is
Yeah,
that my
yeah,
title? Yep.
Hey, by the way, my farm, just for people that don't know, my name is Bill, or they call me Farmer Willie.
Okay.
And
Yeah, plug yourself, brother.
Charlie's farm is my daughter's name is Charlotte, and we call her Charlie for short. So I named it
Nice.
after my daughter because I never ever thought I'd have a daughter. Never thought I'd have a child. Period. Yeah, you kidding?
Girls are crazy. I have 3.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, I saw Brittany. Your daughter was on tonight. That's your daughter, huh?
Yeah, yep, that's my oldest right there.
That's very cool,
Yeah.
man. That's very cool. I got 2
She's,
younger brothers. They got all. Hey, listen to this. I grew up with 3 brothers, 4 boys, right? I'm the second oldest, 4 boys. My father was the oldest of 4 boys. My grandfather was an only child. Okay, so no daughters, no sisters or anything. And then, once you know it, my 2 younger brothers have 3 girls each, and then I have a girl. So there's what? There's 7 girls, and then finally my youngest brother popped out a boy finally. So only 1 boy. All the grandchildren, all girls.
Oh, you guys are surrounding that boy, aren't you?
Listen, I've never been too shy around women anyway, brother. So, yeah.
Well, it's not just that. I know, I've been 3 girls, girls, man. When my nephew comes around, it's like, come on, let's go do something.
Right.
I probably got him in a headlock. Come here, fellas.
I see my youngest, I see my youngest brother's, the only boy, Jake, and it's like I feel guilty that he doesn't have anybody to play football with. And I'm like, dude, let's go throw the ball around. Let's go outside, shoot some hoops. Let's do something that I know that none of your sisters are gonna want to do. Yeah, it's awesome.
I love my girls dearly, and I actually taught Brittany how to box on that bag behind me.
That's awesome. Yeah.
My bag used to hang from that, and I beat the shit out of it. And she moved out and left that one. I'm like, well, fuck, I ain't gonna.
Right.
I'll beat the shit out of that one until it falls apart. I'm kind of cheap like that. It's still good.
Right. Listen, I have my wife was an Irish step dancer, right? So she's been my daughter's been Irish step dancing since she was in the womb almost, and then already doing competition, doing really well, and then I got her immediately into because I didn't want her to have anything like my upbringing, so I got her immediately into friggin' swimming lessons right away at the age of 4, and playing soccer every year too. Trying to get her into gymnastics, see if she wants to do some gymnastics, but keep her really busy. I keep her really busy, I told her, even at 8, she's got the coolest parents that any kid could ever ask for. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I'm not going to be the ball buster, but I am going to be certain things. I want to make sure she has a solid foundation, education, something that's productive and constructive with sports or any kind. And she's an awesome artist too, so I got to give her credit on that one. And she's only 8. I let her draw on all the shit all around. Can you see that on my walls? Yeah, I got her pictures everywhere. Yeah, it's all for my wife and my daughter. Yeah, I figure what the hell, I got a bunch of white walls, so why not? Hey, listen, this is what I was going to tell you about T5s, by the way. Just regular T5s, the high outputs. I'm getting sick of them. Yeah, you know what? Let me shut off this inline fan. I'm really getting sick of them. They're getting to be a real pain in the ass to switch out the friggin' bulbs every 2 weeks. Constantly, I got a box of 40. I buy them by 40s now. See? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I got to buy them 40 at a time. I don't know if you can see that or not. Is that just? Oh no, I forgot I got the camera turned around.
I'd almost think it was the unit.
40.
That'd be the unit.
I'm popping one every 2 or 3 weeks. There's always one that's going to go out, and these are brand new units, less than a year old, and they're hydrophones. They're the Agrobrights. And now I had a cheap HTG one of those, you know, whatever the hell that HTG stands for. I had a 4-bulber, and that thing lasted nonstop, 24 hours a day. I pumped out for 7 years. Finally shit the bed about a year ago, so I went out and bought a 6 and an 8-bulber. And yeah, I've
Look,
in less than, actually it's been about 8 months. I've already switched out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 2 more over there. So at least 6 lights in the last 8 months out of these things.
are they like the power veg, or are they just regular bulbs?
Just regular. Yeah.
Go down there. I got a couple of options here for you that you might like. Well, for one, the ones that I run, the active LEDs, I know they sell them. I'm not sure what they get for them there, but they are definitely worth it. And now we're gonna talk like home grow, cheap style,
Yeah.
cool, as my man Abolish style, Abolish Farms would say.
Yeah, I know balls.
Off camera here, I veg with I've got T5s.
Yeah.
And I went to Home Depot, and Philips makes an LED T5 replacement.
Yeah.
And I run a combination of 3 and 5K, and they're $8 a piece. So they're not,
Wow.
you know, crazy expensive. And I have not,
Right.
I've been running these for well over a year. Plants
Yeah,
are
yeah.
super healthy under them. They're half the watts
Yeah.
and zero
Yeah.
heat. So, and you
That's
know,
what I'm
like
gonna
I
do
said,
with my house. I think I'm gonna pop up a few tents up in my master bedroom
mhm.
because we don't really use my master bedroom too much. So we use it actually for drying. Anything that comes home from here gets dried in my master bedroom in a couple of tents. But I'm thinking about throwing up a few other tents, a couple, maybe 2. I'll probably start with 2 just because I don't want to go overboard and I don't need all that much extra work. But I'm gonna get a couple of those the Spider Farmer 4000s. Have you seen those yet? They're looking like, a friend of mine runs. He's running a couple of them right now. They remind me of the HLG 550s.
I'm happy with my 550.
Yeah, you have one, right?
Yes, sir.
You love that, don't you? Isn't it a good light? The penetration, you get the penetration. That's what I'm always key on. Is tell me how much penetration you're getting, what kind of fluff you get in the end. That's what I really want to know.
No
Yeah,
fluff.
it's getting solid all the way through, isn't it? Yeah, there's another friend of mine that got one.
You know what? Let me see here if I can. I know I can. I'm gonna try to log in on my phone here. You keep talking.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Because
see
I got a
if
friend
I
of mine,
can.
he got an HLG and he loves it. I mean, he paid the money. The only reason why I'm thinking Spider Farmer 4000s is because I know they're on sale now for like $560 or $570 a piece. You know what I mean? Or if I can afford the extra few $100, I'd do it. But we'll see how the next 2 months go. I've really upped production here, and with the other 2
Yeah,
places,
you look like you're
we should be
fucking
doing pretty
killing
good.
it over there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not where I want it to be. It's not quite where I want it to be. I got a lot of, just with the little knickknacks, with cleaning up everything all the time and staying up on everything. And, especially over the last few months, I've gotten really lazy. And I mean, really lazy.
And then you're in trouble.
Yeah,
when it's a one-man team, when you start to get lazy, man, things can go
not to the point where we have
quick.
any outbreaks of anything. Because the only thing I have here is the worst thing I have is I have a thrip. I'll get a thrip breakout here and there. Which when I mean a thrip, I'll see one in this whole room right here. I'll see one thrip, and I'll hit it real fast with Azzy, and then I'll do trifecta and just blast them out. But in my old ducks here, I don't know if actually. Yeah, let's see. See that duck work up there? It's an old piece of duck. And right here, there's another one right up there. That has those have bird nests in them. So I got a feeling they're coming in on the birds too, the thrips.
Yeah.
And then I got an old AC unit right here that I don't really use anymore. And they're constantly shaking off. And they could be coming in through here too. Listen, it's been on and off for about 2 years. I'll see one plant. I'll start seeing a little damage. You know how it is. See a little bit of damage, and I'll be like, son of a bitch, I guarantee. Plus, the plant, when they have a problem, that plant is telling you, I'm not feeling all that great. I always think that, if you do your plants well enough, you're going to know when not 100%. Every time I fucking think there's a trip problem, there's always a plant that always looks off to me, and I'll be like, you know what? Guarantee it'll take me a day, but I'll find one finally. You know how it is to find a thrip, especially when they're immature, man. They're hard to fucking find. especially
Man,
when
they
they're on
multiply
top of you.
quick.
Yeah,
The
they
Bro
can. That's
Show
why.
today, they had on the scientist from Dr. Symes, and they
Oh
were
yeah, yeah.
saying it was super effective for that. And plant therapy as well. I've heard great things for
Yeah, me
drops.
too. Yeah, same here. What is it? Lost Coast Plant Therapy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've been asking them to get it at my place, the stores we go to, but they haven't got it yet. That's why I got the trifecta. I'll always hit them with
Yeah,
the
the
Azzy
try.
first. Yeah, I'll do a light blast of Azzy first, just to make sure I stunt any of their growth, and then I'll always give them, per gallon. I'll probably give them like maybe 30 mils instead of what they say, for a heavy blast is 60 or right around 60 mils a gallon. I'll never go that heavy on it, but I'll definitely give them like 30 mils. I'll try to stunt them so they stop any kind of reproduction, and then I'll hit them every other day for a week with the friggin' trifecta, and they're gone. They're gone. I could be dragging it in on my cocoa too, I always say that. You never know from the store itself. I used to manage stores, that's where you pick up all your shit is at a store. Stores are
Yeah, that your garden's
around,
looking.
'cause
So,
that's where
what's your
everyone's
favorite
going.
strain? What's your favorite strain you're running right now? Anyway,
Right now, it's a
Yeah.
toss up. It's the GMO fact, dude. Sick.
And is that
Yeah,
because it's
it's potent. It does take an extra few to finish. So I let it go about 11 weeks. Well, put it this way, I've had one run with it so far. All right. So the first run with it, I kind of took it down a little bit early because I needed the room, and I wanted to see what it was gonna be like coming down a little early. So I took it about 10 weeks, a little after 10 weeks, maybe 10 weeks, 2 days, and because I really don't look at trichomes that much. I just go by the time and the look of the trich, and I just kind of look at it and kind of know what I'm looking for. You know what I mean, right? I
right
don't put
on?
a scope on every trichome, me personally, anyway. So yeah, and it was it stays with you for a good 5 hours. You think after 3 hours, you're like, all of a sudden you wake up and go, oh shit, I'm still, you know. So
I'm gonna
that GMO
switch
second one,
cameras on you.
yeah, no worries.
Oh,
Blueberry
keep
Fusion, my
talking.
second. Primal Punch is these are all pretty much tied almost. Even the sour grape came out. Pissa. A sour apple, not sour grape, sour apple. Which I know people have different, phenos of that sour apple from what I've seen around, or what people talking about, I should say. Not necessarily what I've seen, but what people have talked about. So I don't know what, and they're in a different part of the country too. So who knows what the heck they're getting, but this is definitely one of the other ones I got from a friend of mine. I got this, the GMO, the safety meeting that he sifted from Jinx, and that's it. And that's it that I have for cuts in here. Besides the Hell's OG, and if you ever want that, you just let me know. I got shippers ready to go. So, and they're clean. If you ever want it, just we can talk on the side about that. And the other one too, I got a Primal Punch. This is if you want to see, this thing grows as slow as an OGKB and veg. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, we're looking at one of my Primal Punch, but this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate for terps. This thing has such a freaking sweet candy. It's hard to describe. But it grows so dang slow. It doesn't like a lot of water. It can be extremely sensitive with water, so you don't really want to give it a lot. Maybe a half saturation instead of a full saturation. So, and I hand water everything here. Nothing's automated here. Nothing at all is automated. So I'm hand watering everything. That takes up 4
Can you
6
hear
hours
me?
a day. I can hear you fine. Yes, sir.
Okay, I switched fucking microphones here. I'm gonna switch cameras, and I want to show you some of my.
Yeah, do it
LED
up, man.
shit.
I've been talking too much. Sorry. I can babble when I'm
Oh
baked.
no! I got you on here, and we're talking LEDs and shit.
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Okay.
Fucking cool hanging
All right.
out, man. That's nice.
Camera should be. Can you see?
Yeah, what is that? What is that I'm looking at here?
Okay. Let me switch to the camera. Okay. We're getting into the LED tent. See these girls?
Oh yeah.
It's some fatties. That's
How do I
them girls-
how do I pop that? You're in a small corner here. Do I just gotta pop on you? Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
Now we're on the
that's
tube.
some
All right.
dominatrix right there.
Oh yeah, huh?
This right here is the Primal
Who's that?
F2.
Is that from Badger? Or is that from Jinx? That's
Oh no,
Jinx.
no, neither. The dominatrix over here is from
Look at that
Empire. That's
That's
tight.
it. That's it. Empire from Tight. That's right. That's
And
right.
this over here is
Wow, look at that beauty.
that's the F2 of the Primal Punch.
Nice.
And this shit is fucking straight bananas. It's
Is
a
it?
banana
Yeah,
punch
yeah,
here,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Look
And
at that. The Louisville Slugger
just for
on that.
shits and giggles, let me see if I can flip this camera around. I know I can.
That's
All
nice.
right. I wanna
Those are
come on,
beasts, dude. Those are beasts.
now let me flip around so I can stand here next
I
to
love
him, you know
that.
what
Look
I'm
at the
saying?
flop. Look at the flop. How
You
far?
know,
How far in
that's-
are they? How far in are they?
They have about another week to go.
Okay.
I'll flip back around and put some light on these
Wow.
girls. That's why I'm not
finish.
worried about putting no light on here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Because it's close.
I don't really worry about it too much either. You always just have somebody that's going to say something. Hey, don't have your light on for more than 10 minutes. It's going to hermit your whole friggin' garden.
Well,
Like,
if
not
if
really.
it's gonna hurt me in a week, or these will
Yeah.
be pulled down. You know?
Right. That's the thing. I know what you mean.
That girl, look at her. She's
Yeah, exactly.
huge. She looks good.
Yeah, she does. Look at that.
Man, I lost my camera. Oh the hell.
Yeah, looks like I'm a little stuck. You look. Yeah, she looks slamming, dude. You kidding me? That's a freaking baseball bat right there. Serious. So Donkey D right there.
I don't know what happened on that camera. She kind of froze up. Let's see if I can bring her back. Oh yeah, right back to me right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Boom Farms. You're
We'll
right
go
about
back
that.
on-
Now that yeah, sorry. I
Let
just
me shut
wanted
this
to
camera back off.
acknowledge
Okay,
Boom
now-
Farms. Your boy,
These,
Roy Boy.
this is my
What's up, man?
HPS
Peace, brother.
right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, this is I run the 4K of
Let's open this thing.
HPS. Hey, your boy Roy, what's up, brother? And this is 2K over here. So all this is 4K right here. This is my first like fucking HPS grog that I fucking
Right.
did, and I'm not too impressed with that shit. I'd rather run these beasts. I'd rather run these tall fucking girls right here.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Any day.
I know what you mean.
And this
I like
right
that
here,
spot right there. It's the one thing I
and
can't do. I tomato cage everything, you know.
if I'm gonna do a
Those are
scrog,
nice, man. Those are nice.
I'd rather do it under LED. You know, I'll show you these.
Yeah, I know
These
what
are
you mean.
the
I know
these
what you mean.
are I gotta close its head up like this. These are collapsing on each
Yeah,
other.
see, tense, man. You utilize
Look at-
every freaking ounce of
Look at
freaking
these
room.
are the T5 LEDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I know what you
look
mean.
at these, you know, look at that fucking nut.
Yeah.
You know? That
That's
is not that bullshit about for an LED
Yeah,
light.
man. That's really respectable. What strain is
You
that?
know?
What strain is that? Holy shit.
This is
Holy
insane
shit.
in the membrane, and back here, all these are buttercream haze.
Are
That's
you
what
kidding
all
me? You
those
did
are.
that with the T5 replacement? Those replacement
Yeah,
T5 LEDs?
Yeah. Well, watch this,
Holy
brother. I'll flip the
shit.
camera around again. Okay. So now you're
Holy
looking at me.
shit.
Look at this. You see what I'm
Wow.
fucking 5'10". You know what I'm saying? Look at it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, that's
these
what I
aren't
am.
on stands,
That's what I
brother.
am. About
That's
5'10".
fucking.
Yeah,
you
those
know,
things
that's
are. Wow. Look at that penetration on those things, huh?
yeah. They're doing pretty good, and they do
Yeah, man.
fucking they kill it in veg. All right,
Yeah, I
now we
bet.
can
I bet.
got another 10. All this is ready to come down, so I'm not fucking.
Hey, I actually accepted a Mars Hydro 600 from them. You know, they're going around
Oh,
trying to,
the T5 is it the TS series?
yeah, I do believe so. I do believe
Them
so.
are nice lights.
No,
I got
yeah,
a
was it?
TS
No, TS 1000. Yeah, they sent me the 1000. That's what it is. It's still in the box right here. Look. It's still good. It was like
that thing works great in veg.
2 months I've had it. Haven't opened it. Yeah.
Oh, use that bitch. It
I'm
looks
gonna.
fucking a little Rennie Tin Tin, but it
It
works
does,
great.
dude. I looked at it and went, wait a second, man. What am I gonna grow with this?
Yeah, these girls right here from these. That's the LG 550 right there. These girls
Yeah,
have just
yeah.
fucking collapsed.
Just
on
block that
themselves
out.
right
But
there.
yeah. Yeah, man. Kidding me?
Okay, they did pretty good under the LEDs
Nice, man.
there. In fact,
Hell
here's
yeah.
my little 550 here.
Yeah.
Or the TS 1000.
I see it.
Right here. Tent world over here, brother.
Yeah, I know, but see, it's
This, I ran
so
Pine
organized.
Valleys in here. Okay.
Yeah,
I ran the Pine Valleys. I had 9 in here. And then
yeah,
9 blew up. And of course, I had to weed out. So out of the 9, 5 were male. I had 4, vice versa. 4 were male, 5, I had 5 good ones. So I
sure,
fetched
sure.
the 5 out up in here in 1 gallons, and they blew right the hell up.
Right.
So they went from the 1 gallons to 2 3 gallons in here, and them 2 3s got out of control. So I end up having to put this one in there. This is just a test run, but
That thing's a big
if I
one,
would,
huh?
yeah, not bad for the T5.
What is that in a
It's, you know, every
Yeah, that's in a 7
the
7
Mars.
Oh, that's the
No,
Mars.
that's a 10. It's a 10 gallon, and that's the
It's a
TS
10.
1000 right there.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
For a
maybe
bench light,
maybe I will
again,
crack.
amazing for a bencher.
Yeah, I bet, because what I was thinking was just taking out this little 150 HPS that I had as just a little pinky replacement, this one right here, and putting that TS 1000 because it would take that little space anyway. Even though it'll be direct downlight, it'll be a lot better than that thing.
See, there's a little bit. I'm gonna just a little bit real quick there, brother.
150 is a joke.
There's a little side plus bench areas
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
This is some
Yeah,
my
I like
primal
that, man.
one.
Yeah, so you got a nice area, man. You got a nice area, nice and organized.
That's what I'm talking about with the feral like buds, phenos
Look at
of the
that.
primal.
Yeah, that thing's beautiful.
They're super greasy, but
Yeah.
they're feral. They look like a foxtail bud. That's a GG4 coming out.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And this was just a quick
I had
flipper
a hard
right
time
there.
choosing. I'll be honest. I had a hard time choosing with the primals that I got from Med. I had out of 13 seeds, I had like 8 or 9 females, or maybe even 10 females. I got a huge ratio.
That's good.
Yeah, I had a huge ratio, and I finally whittled it down over the last 6 months, 7 months. I finally got it down to these 3. Yeah, because I want one for production. I want one for the production and the terps, and then I got one that's just straight from the terps. Because I 3 different products.
It's definitely a great strain, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I have different people that I can give them different product for different price.
I just was trying to kick my other self out. I was making sure it didn't kick me out.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, good. Hey, am I moving? It looks like I'm frozen on my side. Am I frozen?
It looks like you're frozen.
Yeah,
But just as good for now. I'm still happy.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me any. Yeah, it doesn't bother me any.
If you come back, you come back.
It's 3 o'clock
here
here.
it's
What do you got? 2 o'clock?
yeah. No,
You're
I'm
an hour.
3:10 here.
You are?
I'm still 3 here, yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Drop
missed.
shot 1. Welcome, brother. Chris Mo.
Peace.
Excuse me. I like to shout out to people that come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that I can see chat now, I forgot that we had these.
I love.
Yeah.
I like to make the chat part of the show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Make everybody feel at home.
Yeah, no question about it. That's one of the big reasons why I watch some of the shows, is because there's some regulars in there that and some of the new people, they have some good info, man. You take a little bit. Somebody's doing something, a little nugget information. I might want to use that, integrate it somehow. You never know.
We're right on, but I kind of look at it this way: even if it's not a name that I don't recognize,
right?
I may, if I reach out and say hello, they may come back. If I make them feel welcome, good chance they'll come back and check me back out.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Always positive vibes, like we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, no doubt, always. That's why I never criticize anybody's work, ever. I don't criticize. Hard work is hard work, man. Everybody's working their hardest, man. And if you're happy with what you're doing, that's all that matters.
I agree 100%.
Who the hell am I to criticize your hard work? I ain't perfect. I don't make it perfect run every time. Always next time, good Lord willing. It's all. Yeah.
So what's next on do you have something, what's next on your pop list?
I'll be honest, I got so many. I don't. I think I'm gonna do the Face on Fire that I got from Ed, and then
Oh,
I
that's a
think,
good one.
yeah, you know, it's because I needed something that was gonna be more of an Indigalina, and then I have Ninja Smash. I have some Ninja Smash. I got some
I
Dosey
haven't tried
number
that one.
22s from Archive.
Nice.
I'm thinking about
Nice.
doing that.
I can tell you from experience, the Beard on
Yeah.
Fire is a great yielder. That fucker is like a punch in the face.
It is,
Super
huh?
fuely. Oh yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So I'm
it's
gonna
a
crack that
great
for
job.
sure. I'm absolutely
Yeah,
gonna.
it's,
It's on my list. Yeah, because there's a couple of people. We had a pretty tumultuous winter. Lost a couple. Besides Subby, I lost somebody else that I was really kind of close with in the family. And so I was going to crack stuff right after the first of the year, and that kind of got all put back. So now with springtime, with the new owner coming in, I kind of wanted to see what he was going to do, what they were going to do. See if they're going to shake the boat up a little bit. They don't seem like, especially now, I'm one of the few people that can pay the rent full. So they don't want to lose me.
I don't know about Massachusetts, but here in Michigan, they're actually telling people to smoke cannabis.
They say that again? They what?
Here in Michigan, they're actually telling people to smoke cannabis here in Michigan.
Yeah, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They're
they
like,
actually
stay
shut the
home and
stores
smoke
down.
your cannabis.
Yeah, they're not necessarily saying that, but you know, certain politicians are. They did shut down to rec users, but they are allowing med patients to still get curbside service, I think.
In fact, I
Yeah, but
had
they shut down the
my
rec.
daughter sent me a link to the Dr. Phil interview where he had a doctor on, and the
Yeah.
doctor was telling the audience, "I know you're not gonna like this,
Right,
but
right.
smoke cannabis. It's really gonna help you." And I
Yeah,
was like, "No shit!
yeah,
All right, another
yeah,
win."
yeah. It is. I mean, we all know the BS that's been put out there for years. I always say that. I mean, we can really dive in and stop bashing, but what's the point? Finally, the truth is coming out. We're being allowed to do what it should have been allowed for. I mean, it built the world. It literally built this world, this planet. You know, where would mankind be without it? Or humankind be without it? You
It's
know.
I know for
Yeah,
me, it's therapeutical on so
oh my
many
gosh,
levels.
dude! I
So many
couldn't tell you.
levels.
It saved my life, brother, more than once. Yeah.
I said this on a previous
Just
show.
in
I've
my
kind of
head.
always playing my careers around being able to enjoy cannabis, and not
Yeah.
have to worry about it. I could
I
have
know what you
probably
mean.
took my life in a lot different directions, but that sure the
Sure.
fuck wouldn't have been no fun.
Sure. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You know, I totally agree with that, man. Who knows? I mean, I've always been about, I don't even know what to say to that except because you got me so baked. I don't even know where I am right now.
Most
I
people
am
say that
so
when they
baked.
sesh with me.
so baked.
I'm
It was
glad
that
to hear
TMO.
that you're
That TMO.
blowing yourself out over there. I like that
I am.
GMO. That garlic
I'm
will
like,
tear you
fucking
up,
A.
man.
Yeah, I will say this. It wasn't necessarily by choice, but I guess the kind of most of the past that I chose, I didn't really have to worry about it too much either. But you know, I worked in the medical field for a while. I worked on and off in the bars
I
in
was just
Boston.
getting ready to ask you what you did before.
Yeah, I was a paramedic for about 5 years, burnt out real quick. That was in
God,
the
that's a
90s.
tough one.
From 79 though to late 90s, I worked some of the major clubs and dives, some infamous bars in this area. And had a lot of fun. I just had a lot of fun for 48 years. And I met my wife and we were still having fun and never thought I'd settle down. And she convinced me to marry her. And actually, I met
That's
her and
awesome.
You're the one I'm gonna marry in 24 hours. I told her that. You might not want to marry me, girl, but I certainly want to marry you. And sure enough, she was 11 years younger than me. She was a flight attendant, and she was flying, and she stopped flying, and we've been inseparable since. And I mean it. Like, she's my best
What
friend.
an
And
awesome story.
we got,
And too
yeah.
many
I've
people
been
are that
blessed.
lucky, man. That's
Yeah, I've been
awesome.
blessed, man. I've been
You're
blessed. In
doing
fact,
what you love. You found somebody
yeah.
great in your life,
I
man.
actually
Sounds
had,
like you
listen,
got it pretty good over there.
everybody used to think when I had this girlfriend in the 90s. I lived in Palm Beach for 4 years in the 90s. I came back, started working the clubs again and selling my wares, like I had never left after 4 years. I came back to Boston, and I met a girl who was 15 years older than me at the time. I was 28 and she was 43. And she worked. It was a one night stand. It turned into almost 10 years. And she was a professional during the day, and she worked for Rolling Stone magazine as a freelance photographer every night. And ever since 1968, she was friends with everybody. And she never wanted to have kids, and I had a 10-year party with her, and then she passed away, and I went into a real depression.
Right.
Just almost drank myself to death, smoked myself to death, and next thing I know, I met my wife, and yeah, and next thing you know,
That's
yeah,
fucking well. It's.
I got to
I'm glad
party with
you.
you
It's a
two,
sad.
and
It's
the
kind of
Stones,
sad
and
and
you name it,
great
dude.
all at once, brother. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry you had
yeah,
to go through that, but man, it's.
yeah.
I'm
She died of
even
liver
happier
cancer.
that you found your way out of it.
Yeah,
That's the more
yeah,
important
yeah,
over
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure what the hell I was going to do after that one. But I'll be honest. She never wanted to have kids. I was 28 when we first met, and it was always in the back of my mind, like, will this ever really work? I mean, we talked about getting married, but we never got married or anything. And I didn't know if I ever actually wanted to have kids. I knew she never did. So, you know, I think I had a little bit of a self-destruction towards the end anyway, and then she ends up dying of liver cancer. She had a gallbladder tumor that metastasized to her liver, and she was gone in about a year, 14
Oh,
months. So, and she was a
sorry to
drinker.
hear that, bro.
She didn't stop drinking when she got the liver cancer at all. So that kind of sped things up too. She worked. She was
Yeah.
actually. She worked. She was Ned Johnson. She was the man that opened Fidelity Investments. Ned Johnson, his name. She was his personal assistant, and during the day is what she did. And she worked for Rolling Stone at night. And yeah, but she never stopped drinking. She never stopped drinking, and that's kind of what let her go down fast. She went down in fall flames. But funny
I
enough,
had to
all her
make
life.
the choices
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. If you ever want to see who she is, she actually has a website that she created called the Dead Rocket Society, because she was friends with Johnny Thunders and everybody, and Sid Vicious and all those guys. She was friends with all the
Oh,
hardcore
wow.
punk rockers. Yeah, I mean, I really, yeah. She had a 10-inch. She had this. Only 100 of these records were made. They were 1970. The New York Dolls put out a 10-inch fuchsia single. And she had one of them. The thing was pretty insane. If you know anything about music, man, that thing was pretty much a collector's item. Still is actually.
Yeah.
But New York Dolls, Lou Reed, David Johansen, all those guys. Yeah.
Sounds like you've had a pretty good run at it.
Yeah, she still had an original Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. And when eBay first started, we put it on eBay to see how much she was. It was all scratched. She had an original 45 Hard Day's Night. It was all scratched, and her opening bid was like $2,500 back in 1996 or something.
Holy
97.
shit.
97. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, she had over 25,000 records, man. Yeah, she was a cool shit. Lynn Chula. Yeah, she was. Yeah, you ever heard of the Queers? You remember the band the Queers?
I don't remember them.
Yeah,
But
the
tell me
Queers.
about
They were a hardcore rock band. They were one of the local guys. It was actually one of Lynn's ex-boyfriends at the time. But he had they were actually a punk band, not a hardcore rock band. They were a punk band back in the 70s, and they were known for wearing, they were like one of the first to wear Chuck Taylors, and they were friends with the with the Ramones. They were very good friends with the Ramones, and they made a lot of good music back then. I just
Oh, you guys got lucky over on that side of the country.
I'm not,
There's a lot of
I'm
great
not
music that
yeah,
come out of that
yeah,
area.
yeah. She was friends with the older one there, Joey. She was friends with Joey Ramone. Lynn was, you know.
That'd be
Johnny
pretty
Rotten.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, she actually picked up Johnny Thunders twice on the rat overdosing right before he went on stage in like 1977. She used to date. I mean, listen, everybody around here has a Steven Tyler story, but she, swear to God, everybody has a Steven Tyler story. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. You know, it's all bullshit, most of it. But she actually used to fall around Aerosmith back in 1969 and 70, before they were anybody, you know, because they didn't make it here in Boston. They made it in the Midwest, Aerosmith. They couldn't fill out a 500-seat arena here, but they could go to the Midwest and like actually Detroit and all those Midwestern cities, and they could sell out a 15,000, 20,000 seat arena out there. But anyway, they used to play the colleges around here, Brandeis University. And she used to date Tyler. In fact, her claim to fame was, and she used to take photos. That's how she became a photographer for Rolling Stone magazine. She used to always take photos at these gigs, you know. And so she tells me about the night that she met Steven. She goes, now I personally never met the guy, but she goes, yeah, we were at Brandeis University, because she still had this little backstage pass that looked like a one of those ribbons that you win in when you're a little track and field in elementary school. You know, those little ribbons that they used to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the backstage passes were made out of for Aerosmith at Brandeis. And she goes, yeah, she goes, I was dying, I was following them around. They used to hang at this bar, and I always wanted to meet him, and I was always too shy to go up and say hi. So I finally went and saw him at Brandeis. And afterwards, after the gig, we went over to one of the dorms, and they were partying, you know, and I was sitting down at the bottom of the stairs at one of the dorms, you know, and Steven starts walking down. Now, Steven's drink was Jack and Coke. That was what he always had. When you see him in pictures way back when, that's what he's drinking, Jack and Coke. That's all he ever had in his hands. And she goes, he fell down. He's so wasted already that he fell and tumbled head over heels down 2 flights of stairs, pretty much. And then as he fell on his ass and bounced up against the wall, he did not spill one drop of that Jack and Coke. And she laughed, and she started, and he goes, her claim to fame was she dated him for about 6 months, and he could never get a hard on. Not
All
once.
right.
Yeah, she goes like, yeah, that's why him and Joey they were named the Toxic Duo. She goes, yeah, they got called once. I guess they were playing Cape Cod Coliseum, and they used to run Quaaludes back in the late 70s, early 80s, right before Quaaludes became completely illegal. They used to run guns over the Canadian border, I guess, and bring back shopping bags full of Quaaludes, synthetic Quaaludes.
Holy
And
shit.
yeah, and so her and a roommate that used to do it, this guy, they used to, you know, she was friends with whoever the hell the manager was at the time for Aerosmith. I think his name was Peter Wolf or something. And not the Peter Wolf from Jay Giles, but anyway, they get called up. I guess Joey and him, they can't get off the couch in the dressing room down at the Cape Cod Coliseum. You know, they got, you know, what, 20,000 people out there in the arena, pretty big arena, and can't get them up. So she gets called. She's about 150 miles away or 120 miles away in Walpole, Mass. And it's 6 o'clock at night, and they're supposed to go on, you know, at like 8 or something. And she goes, well, we're not going to make it in time for the you know, gig to start, but you got to get them off the couch. So she flew down to the Cape Cod, so about an hour and a half driving. Walked into the dressing room, and there's Joey on one of the, Tyler on one of the couches, and she took a mirror, one of the little pocket mirrors, and put out a couple lines, and he wasn't opening his eyes, and she just stuck the straw up one of his nostrils and lifted his head up to the friggin' mirror and said, all right, Steven, now. And he would give a little sniff and wake his ass up. Like 20 minutes later, they finally went on stage. And during the show, they were so jammed out still that he was running side stage to do lines off one of the things she would have them all set up on, one of the cabinets, side stage. I always
That's
thought that was a
pretty
great
insane.
story. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm babbling, but pretty cool stories she used to tell me. I did get to meet a few
Sounds
people.
like quite the character.
Yeah, Ray Davies from the Kinks. I met he and his wife when he was doing the Storytellers back in '97, '98. Did the Storytellers from the Kinks. He was a wicked nice guy. I met who else did I meet once? I met Ian McClellan. Is that his name from Oasis? That band Oasis.
It sounds right.
Yeah, I met him. He was kind of I'm not going to say, but he wasn't too pleasant to be around when he was drunk.
Yeah, they're not known for their
That's
better.
all I'll say.
Yeah, they're not known for their better side. That's for
But
sure.
I'm still frozen, huh?
Well, brother,
All
I'm
right.
gonna fucking jump off
I
here
was just
and
going to say the
get some
same thing.
work
I'm going
done.
to go get something to eat. Yeah, what are you
I
doing for the rest of the night?
appreciate.
What are you doing? Hey, I'll be around all day tomorrow. Hey, listen, if you ever want, listen, I'll shoot you my phone number. I don't care, man. If you ever want to just shoot the shit or something, brother, I'm always in my garden 99% of the time. If I'm not home, I'm here, period. No more, no less.
It sounds good, brother. I'd like
Yeah,
to hear some really good off the air stories. I'm sure you could tell me.
yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
So yeah,
Listen,
it was a pleasure to jump
thanks
in
for
and
having me.
show
Thanks for
me
having me.
your garden and all your strains and all that
Yeah,
good
it was
stuff.
fun.
You want to give yourself a shout out where people can find you and all that good stuff?
Yeah, listen, I'm
Might as well.
yeah, I'm on YouTube. I haven't posted in a couple months, but I'll start posting again. And then
There you
because
go.
I'm gonna actually, I told Mars I do a little spotlight on the light, so there's a good excuse for me to post videos there. And then I'm on IG. I don't go on as much as I used to go on because it used to take up too much of my time. But I try to get on as much as I can. And I'm always on Twitch with Ninja, and I got a Twitch channel. I might start going live there. I figured, I see people just
Nice.
sitting there trimming and shooting the shit, and I
Hell
should do
yeah.
the same thing if I get stuff set up. So
You gotta
yeah,
do something in this crazy time to keep your,
yeah, nothing else to do
berries
with my
together.
daughter. My 8-year-old daughter who's totally into all this. I told her, I said, when you get old enough, you're gonna edit all my, as soon as you can figure it out, you're gonna be way better than me on this computer, and you are absolutely gonna edit all my videos. So yes, Daddy, yes, I want to do that because she knows all about. I don't hide anything from her. I tell her the truth.
Man, I can already see. I wish I could get one of my daughters edit all my shit for me.
Yeah. Now I always tell her, you don't have to go down the same path Daddy did, but just know that if you did, I wouldn't be disappointed.
I was just listening to like some, I won't call it like a self-help, but it was like a business type book on how to, get forward in business and whatnot.
Right.
And they were like, things you can't do or you're not that great with, negotiate that tax to somebody else. And I'm like, yeah.
Smart.
I need to
Smart. Good management.
send some, get somebody to take care of this editing end for me.
Right.
So I can spend some more time in the garden.
Yeah.
I can see that
Sometimes
already.
when I do a video, I'll do 5 times, 6 times right there. It's an hour because I'll do it and I don't like how it came out, even a 3-minute video, and I'll have to do it over again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather have to do little clips, and then if I just don't have 6 hours to edit it from what I'm hearing from some people, it takes you a long time to
With my
really edit.
my shitty connection, and when I try to fucking upload like a video, it takes me a whole day, sometimes 2 days. I'm better off just going live and letting it record and boom, it's done.
Yeah, that's
Even
weird.
at
That happens.
It takes like 4 or 5 hours to completely process.
Mr. Canuck says he can take 12 hours. That Matt up in Canada, 12 hours, man. It's like I don't have 12 hours.
Well, you don't have to do anything. Soon as, like, say when I hit end here, it'll it'll process for like 4 or 5 hours before it's completely available online.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
They can watch live right now, but the replay won't be available for like 5 hours.
I see. If I go straight from YouTube live, I've done like 2 of them. It did post it, but it was quick. If I try to do any video over 5 minutes, it will, like you, it sounds like, it will take 8 to 12 hours sometimes just to upload a 5 to 8 minute video.
That's crazy.
So yeah, you know, I tell you the truth, I get impatient, and I'm like, all right, you know, screw this. As I'm watching these little megabytes go up over the hours, it's like, this is absurd. So if I keep it like under 5 minutes, just a little, yeah, you know, it'll take an hour, hour and a half. But like I said, I
Good
think the
tip.
last time I did was in January. I should do
Keep
one
them
more.
short.
Everybody tells me to do more. I just don't. I don't know. Don't ask me why. I should just, you know,
You've obviously got a ton of knowledge to drop over there. Why not?
yeah, you know, and I always think, who cares what it looks like? It's, you know, as long as they can hear me, which they can't even hear me half the time. Hey,
Just
listen, I
doing it and
appreciate
getting it
that.
out there.
Eagles, man, I appreciate that, man. I mean that. You know, you don't get a lot of, you know, if you've done it the way that most of us have done it over the years, you don't get a lot of credibility. You don't get a lot of credit for doing what you do.
No,
You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate you, man. I've been
And I
watching.
mean
I
that.
know.
You know?
You know, I follow. I don't follow, as you know, a lot of people, but the ones I see, I notice. I know what's up
Yeah.
when I follow.
Yeah, I
That's
appreciate
for
that, man.
sure.
I mean that.
And I've been
Yeah,
following you
I
for a long
I
time.
manage a chain of hydro stores, and I used to say it to some people in there too, man. Like, you know, if you stay on the DL, you're not gonna get a lot of credit for what you do. And you know, I'm trying to build a good rep in Austin, which I've had for 10 years, and just build on that because branding is the next step for me. You know, I got to get a logo. Like you were talking to Tdog tonight.
Yeah, Tdog, hit him up for sure.
I
For
got it.
sure,
If I
get
have
it.
the money, or you know, like he said, he can trade in wares. So
Right.
there's no question that we can talk. And I need to get a logo going, and I'm gonna get some kind of packaging for certain people. You know, I
Will you
can't
do
do it
me
for all.
this favor,
Yes,
Charlie's?
yes,
Bill? Whichever one you want to be called.
yeah. You can call me
Would you
Willie or
just
Charlie.
keep it Charlie's?
Yeah, I will.
All right. Just tell him, maybe, you know, if you do hit Tdog up, just kind of say, you know, hey man, I seen you on Talking Shit with Eagle.
Yeah, I will.
Seen him here, please. Kind
I
of
will.
let him know that it wasn't in vain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
And we
totally,
did
dude.
touch
Okay,
somebody
listen.
tonight.
Yeah. Listen, I will, man. You know, like he's got his little pad. Where did you hear from? Where did you hear about us? Was it in the newspaper? Was it on the internet? Was it on YouTube? And I'll say it was on E's show, man. You kidding me?
Hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope so.
absolutely. I'll give him. Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. No doubt about it.
It's
Listen, I
that's
gotta get
just
going.
little things like that how we can help each other out.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah, no
saying?
doubt. I have no problem doing that at all, man. Absolutely not. I like doing that actually. I love being able to shout out other people and say, hey, listen, this is where I heard, you know,
Yeah.
no question. It's a good community that we have. I see all the regulars that are around. I see the people that are constantly on there that know what they're doing. You know the people, you know.
I agree. I agree.
All the you know, you see the people that are always in the chat rooms all the time. At least I do. I see all the and you know
There's so
one of my
many
newest
great
ones is
ones.
nutrient shootouts lately. I've been watching his little updates
Yeah,
that
he's
are
been
he's
killing
got
it
a
over
nice little
there.
setup. Yeah, man, he's got a nice little setup there, and he knows his stuff. You know what I do?
Yeah, it'd be nice if I can like start sneaking in. I'm kind of hoping to sneak in a little bit of everybody. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be a
Absolutely.
big name to be on Talking Shit with Eagle. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we all have our
They're great.
credibilities and our
Yeah, we
skills,
got a
and
great journey combined. I always say that.
yeah,
I love
why
hearing the
not?
crazy stories
Fucking,
everybody has, man.
you never know
Oh
who would
yeah,
pop on and just like
that's it.
throw down a tip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And next time we're gonna come by when the lights are on, bro. I got my blue lens. I'll throw it over my thing so we have no light problems. Either my S10, we can throw my S10 can fix the light so we can do the whiteout. And yeah, because I run my lights during the day, so it doesn't matter. It's 11. Actually I do 13 hours, 12 to 11, 12 noon to 11 every day. That's when my lights at this place go on. So, and this is my main
Yeah.
spot, man. Everything else is automated. I got just, ebb and flows. I got, flood tables. So everything's else just on timers. I check them once a week. We can, I should actually start showing some of them too. But thanks,
Shit.
Eagles. I can't thank you enough, man. I was going to be here all by myself tonight again, and I was going to be bored as hell.
Hit me up with those digits, and I'll text you back with mine. We'll
Yeah,
keep
no
in
doubt.
touch, man.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
like the conversation, so I'm sure I'd like to shoot the
Yeah,
shit
man.
with you another time.
Yeah, I got some
And
crazy
on
fucking
camera, as
stories,
soon as
bro.
you want to this can happen again. So
Yeah, man. Yeah.
appreciate
This was
you,
fun.
brother.
This was
And I
fun.
appreciate the props you came on and gave me for sure. You know, I
Oh,
appreciate
man.
that.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Dude,
You know,
yeah.
I appreciate it. It's humbling.
Dude,
It is, man.
I always
You
love the
always
setup. I'm like, this guy's got row after row. Just the way I can see the way your tents were set up, because I always look to see how people have shit set up, because I compare it to the way I set shit up, obviously. And it's like, dude, you've got it so nicely organized with those tents that it's like, I could, just the way Ninja has with the dojo and the chambers, I
you
could
want
do
to
that.
hear?
I've
You want to
actually
hear
thought about
something
doing it
funny?
here. I've thought about doing
I
it
heat
here.
my
Yeah.
house with these lights, brother.
Do you really?
Yeah, they're heating my
Why?
house right now. Huh?
Yeah, they are. They are. They're heating it
No,
up. Huh?
no. I mean, not just this room. They're
Oh,
literally
oh, oh.
heating my
The
house.
whole house, huh? No
Yeah,
shit.
the whole house.
Wow.
They go through a multi-stage filters here behind me. You can
Right.
see the
Right.
pipes.
Yep.
So like all the hot air goes through a filter out of each tent, and then that
Right.
goes in just in the winter time. It gets changed
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in the other months. Then they go through here through all these lights because you got to figure each one of these 1000s is equivalent to an Eden pure heater,
Yeah.
correct?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
blowing that all through there, and then from the last HPS to the last 4000, it goes from
Yeah.
there into right before my heater.
Yep.
Right before the heater, it dumps into the cold air return, and then I just hit the fan on the heater. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Then
'cause you
I put
got
some
forced out air,
10.
right?
Yeah.
Forced
So
air
I
for
put
heat.
just yep.
Yeah.
So but the heater itself don't run. It just
Right. Right.
grabs it from there and it puts it through the
Right.
rest of the house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it filters. I put some number 10s in the you know what I mean,
Right.
in the furnace.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
So they filter out the air one more time before it goes
Right.
out
Right.
through the house.
Oh
And yeah,
man, that's
if
awesome.
it dips gets too cold in here, then we just let it
Yeah.
fire for a few hours and then
Right.
we're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I actually use zero propane to heat my house.
I
The
don't
only
want to
propane-
listen. If I asked you, I don't want to, pry or anything like that. Are you solo with that house? I mean, is that it's
No,
okay? Okay.
there's
So,
a bunch.
but
There's a few
that's your
others.
house, so you can do whatever you want with the place.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing I don't have yet, is a house I can do whatever I want with yet. I got a nice townhouse, but that's what I'm going to convert my thing into. But I don't own yet. Yeah. But that's pissa, dude. You must cut your friggin' heating bill literally almost down to zero in the end. If you get a
It takes me.
fireplace,
I
on top of a
heated
wood
this
stove,
whole winter. I heated this whole winter in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
4 cords of wood
Wow. Wow.
at $60 a piece.
Wow. That's awesome. I got a friend of mine who does the pellets. He's got the wood burning stove, but he does the pellets. He buys a couple of pallets.
Right on.
That's
I still
awesome.
got like a quarter cord out there of oak.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, I bet. It's been a warm winter. I mean, we really haven't got hit hard because we usually get whatever you get left over from the friggin' the lake effects.
Oh, you guys get some massive snows
Yeah,
over
but
there.
that's why we get hammered, because we can get the combo from you guys that comes over from you guys from the lakes, and then with the North Atlantic, sometimes when they combine, that's when we can get slammed. But we always get your leftovers. Any of our blizzards, we usually get the lake effects coming out through the Aries and then comes down from New York, but crosses right over. Oh yeah. Anybody, how the weather works, man. I'll tell you.
I got to get to work trimming up this.
Yeah, you know what I got to do?
punch.
I got like 6 more plants I got to come down. Plus, I got to water everything when the lights come on in the morning.
I'm a
Plus, I gotta
one-man team over here with my plants.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what
That's
you're going through over there.
Yeah, man. Soulmates kid on that one, no doubt about that, brother. Absolutely. I've been trying to tell my wife, I got to teach her, so in case anything happens to me, she knows what the hell she's doing. Now, I will say she's my trimming machine. She does 99% of all the trimming.
That's a huge. That's a huge let off right there.
Yeah, and she also raises my daughter. I give her the life she wanted. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she's been able to do it. You know what I mean? So
sounds like you're a happy family.
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. We have our health, and that's really what matters. I had the hip replacement, and I should have been. Who knows how many times I probably should have been lifted off this earth, and I'm still here for a reason. So, meet good people. meet good people like you, Eagles, and I mean that. I always think every time you used to show a tat on IG, I'd be like, man, motherfucker, I gotta meet this dude. He's getting some serious things done on him.
Well, you won't see him anymore on that
Yeah.
channel.
Oh
No,
yeah,
because I kind of fucking took a little punch few too from people, you know,
oh
talking
yeah,
shit
yeah,
about
yeah.
my Eagles. So
Really, huh?
yeah. So
That's
I
cool.
decided I started. It's a separate entity now. It's Eagles
Yeah.
Tats
Okay,
on
okay.
IG. So when I get new tats, and I'm starting to like repost, you know, rework the old ones, post them up
Okay,
there because
okay.
I've got.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
covered. I got a body full.
I know, dude. I know you do. I know you do. I don't have any. I got one. I got it a long time ago, and it was in memory of my mother.
I don't mean to
Before we
sound like a
go.
bitch here in this, you know, super
Dude, you got some
fucking hard time, but I am feeling the tattoo pinch, man. I want a
Right?
tattoo so fucking bad.
I bet.
And,
I bet.
can't
Dude,
even
I got
go.
friends, man. They same thing. They love the ink. Listen, I'm always one of those guys like, yeah, I was gonna get something over my shoulder. 10 years later, like, yeah, okay, I haven't gotten anything, you know. But I'd love to have something that just went down half my sleeve, you
Oh
know.
man,
I would
once you
love that.
start, it's I warn
I
you.
know.
Once you
Listen, I was
start,
thinking
it's you're in.
I've lost weight, well, you know, due to illness and all that crap. But when I was young and I was a little more jacked and had the broad shoulders, I was thinking about doing a grapevine with my daughter and my wife's name in the leaves, you know, right across my shoulder.
That'd be pretty
Add,
fucking cool.
yeah, and then I'm thinking to add either that or 4-leaf clovers, just because my wife, you know, is a redhead, straight Irish as they come, and you
Woo.
know. Yeah. So I was thinking, you know, put the clovers in a vine and do names and do something really freaking freaky with some, you know, little cannabis leaves that are just hidden in there. That you, you know, if you were in the know, you'd know what they were. You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah. I could
Yeah.
still now. Now I'm getting a little older. The skin's getting a little more flabby. So I don't know. I should
Put it on his
know.
shoulder. Shoulders.
My daughter
usually
wants
pretty
me to do
stable.
it. My daughter's all for it. My daughter's like, yeah, Dad, go do it.
Why not, man? You know,
You know?
especially I'm still like fucking. Well, who am I gonna press? I ain't making any field changes anytime soon. So.
I know what you mean, huh? Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta do it. Yeah. You gotta do it because you love to do it, man. You know what I mean? Every
love
little
to
one
do
means something. Means something. There's a story behind every one of them. I even comment when I'm going through the drive-through coffee and I see some of the people with work. I comment every single time I see something I like, and I'll say it right to them. Dude, you got some nice freaking ink on your arm there, or on your, you know. I never got the neck thing personally. I never got that. Why would you get it on your
I
neck?
think the neck and the face tattoos are gonna kind of kill tattoos.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, that's
you know, what if you wanted to really, you know, what if you changed your mind and you wanted a real job someday? You got an opportunity to make a freaking $500,000
It's
a
just
year,
definitely a
$1 million a
stopper.
year.
That's for fucking
Yeah,
sure.
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I always
Even
think.
McDonald's, like fucking, if you have, at least around here, if you have like tattooed arms and shit, they make you wear these like black fucking things over your arms.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
And I always, every time I drive through, I'm like, man, you're handing me a fucking burger. Really?
Yeah. I
You
know. Huh?
It's not like I just handed you my check and I'm waiting
Yeah,
for you to, you know, do some
right.
investments or something.
You don't have
Even
any
at that,
tattoos, you know?
I don't
You
think
make
I would let that,
surprise.
being as covered as I am, I would definitely trust my money with somebody that
Yeah,
was
right?
tatted.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as, you know, they acted professional with me, that's, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Hell, I grew up with Iggy and the Stooges when he was cutting himself with a razor blade. You know? Freaking
That'd
a
be some crazy
tattoo.
times.
Tattoo
Yeah.
means nothing. You know, it's yeah, that's one thing, you know. When I worked at Fidelity, they used to say shit like that, you know. They were like, yeah, I worked in HR once, you know, for a couple of years, Fidelity, and they used to say it all the time. If you ever see anybody with any kind of tattoo showing, they're automatically off the list.
Yeah.
That was back in the 90s. Yeah, they used to say that all the time back in the 90s. Yeah.
Right.
Don't say anything. Yeah, you know, and you know, I never told anybody anyway. I didn't care. I wasn't like I was looking for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. What is it? What's the old
Times
saying from the
change.
service? What do they say in the service? Say nothing, see nothing, or whatever the hell it is. Whatever the hell they say. You know,
I always look at it this way.
kidding me? All my
If
friends have
people are
tattoos.
off-putted by my tattoos, then
Yeah,
you
well,
know
it
they
just
were
shows
not
you how
people I want to
judgmental they are.
associate with anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Hey,
not my
listen,
type person anyway.
yeah, they're judgmental to begin with. Listen, I got a handicap pass in my car. I had an old woman the other day. I got a fake hip. I got a incredibly bad back. Forget about the fact that I still have this infection that's in my spinal fluid. And she looks at me and she goes, she must have been in her, you know, I don't know, at least late 70s, early 80s. But she was like, I bet that handicap placard isn't even yours. And I went, what? I'm looking at her like, do I know you? Excuse me, but it just goes to show you how judgmental people are. They judge a book by its cover and they don't care about anything that isn't skin deep. And how the hell are you gonna, you gotta. All my friends had tattoos because I grew up with real strict parents, man. I had a stepmother that was in the convent for 11 years. You kidding me?
The
Oh
way
my!
I see it is just because I've got a colorful cover, you should be more intrigued, not off
Yeah,
put.
yeah, absolutely, man. Like, tell me the stories that go be. You know, imagine the stories that every one of them tell. I always
It's
think
quite
of
the
that.
stories too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right, listen, I can babble some more. We got to get going. Eagles,
Yes, sir.
have a good night,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
and you have a great night,
I'll throw
and
you
we'll
my
talk
digits, all
soon.
right? Yeah, I'll throw you my digits.
Yeah, please do. I'm serious. I'll hit you right back.
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Be good. Be good.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Peace. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Whoever's still here, thank you. I can't thank you enough. It's 4 o'clock in the morning where we are, and I'll tell you, really appreciate it.
Oh
Peace.
yeah, we do. Good
Yeah,
night, man.
very much so. Good night, guys.
Mr. Smiley's Farms 420. That was an awesome fucking honor for me. I see a lot of you guys in the chats and on Instagram. You know, used to through Subcool, and it's a pleasure to get to know you guys. I just want to throw that out there. I've said it before. It's hard not to see you guys in these chats for years and years and years and not to build some type of bond with you. And I hope I get a chance to talk some shit with you someday, either on this show or perhaps in person at an event or something. Would be cool. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Tdog, the artist, especially for being so patient and putting up with my bumbling ass to get an episode off tonight. So gracious. I want to thank him for agreeing to pop on the Michigan Bro Show with them. And I want to tell everybody to check out their channel. They've got great content going on over there, everybody. And make sure and check out the live show on Sunday nights where you can find me, little old Eagle, on there. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, of course, Active Grow LED. You must check them out if you want to grow some big fat trees like I was showing over in the back there. I would like to thank Generic Farms for letting me try out their nutrients and running them. They were real cool guests, and I hope to bring them back on. I would like to thank Blue Planet Nutrients for being cool over the years and helping me out. And, they're good people over there. Check them out, and they've got great products. Other than that, can't forget My Herbs Now. Much love for My Herbs Now, too. Check them out. My Herbs Now / promo Eagle Gardens. Save you a little bit of money on some shipping, and I believe they're still throwing in the book with it. Grow Boss's Grow Book. Check that out. Other than that, I appreciate you guys 100%. People that tuned in, Boom, Chris, Drop Shop, of course. You guys have been staples. CJ, I can't believe I even thought about forgetting you. Smiley's Farms. There's a bunch that popped in tonight. Thank you, Leah Mast, who will be here tomorrow night. This has been another fun episode. If you check this out tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing day, and see you tomorrow night. Peace.